Well, happy Monday, everybody. It's your old pals, Ben and Woods, back in here, ready to do it all again. Pretty slow time for the show, hopefully, this week. We would like it, actually, to be a little bit slow. No more big news out of Padres camp, right? Unless it's good news. That would be great. That would be great. Great to be back with you guys on a Monday morning. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Benjamin, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. You are so very honest about everything.
I try to be.
Yeah, you do. Like most radio shows, they wouldn't admit it's kind of a slow time because they'd say, well, then why am I listening to these guys? Hopefully you still listen anyway.
I don't know.
We'll try
I don't
to
know
keep
why
it
anybody
entertaining.
listens
But
to
No,
this
I like
show.
it. I like setting low expectations.
I just think
you start low.
Most sports adjacent radio shows would talk. Hey, we've got the playoff drive for the NFL coming up in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
College basketball is underway.
Yeah.
NBA season, NHL season is
Firing.
full swing, Woods.
Yeah.
We are so busy right now in sports. You just can't even believe how busy we are. You can't miss a second of this 4-hour show.
No, I mean, these are our better shows when there's nothing to talk about and we can just have fun. That's what I think people like the most. But yeah, I'll obviously get into some of the college football and NFL action that went down this weekend, certainly. Preview some things to come this week locally and next week as well. But yeah, it's just, listen, with all the Padres news that's come out the last few weeks. We were texting about it last night. I'm like, I'm good this week if I don't hear from those guys. Not even a little. Unless it's something good, I actually prefer if I don't hear from them. Probably going to get caught up and embroiled in some scandal or something on Tuesday, and news will drop at 9:05, and, we got to parse through that mess as well. But, yeah, man, last week was certainly interesting, as was the week before. New skipper left, new skipper comes in. Nobody really wants that guy here. The team's going to be sold. Panic. The roof starts to cave in. Speaking of roofs caving in, almost happened at our house this weekend.
Ooh,
Showed you guys the picture. It rained pretty good. It rained pretty good out where we live. And I think anybody listening, for the most part, probably where you live too. And I had left on Saturday morning to go to our men's mental health group called The Work. It was amazing, by the way. And Hannah texted me a picture. She goes, oh, no. And there it was. Glory hole. That was the bubble. The bubble started.
I've seen the bubble in the ceiling.
The bubble started to form.
It's panic-inducing.
Oh, man.
Now, remember.
It's never a good bubble in the ceiling.
No,
I'll
it's
tell you
never.
that.
You
There's
can't
no,
have a good bubble.
There's no good bubbles in the ceiling. Hey, we just struck oil.
Yeah, yes. Oh, we're going to be rich. Yes, you're going to slit it, and oil's going to come falling out. Or money. Coins, gold bullion.
Never a good bubble.
So I'm not joking when I tell you this. So she texted me that picture, and I'm sitting in. Now, I had to take Bo to his hitting practice, and I read something online that I've taken to heart for sports parents. It's not easy for me to admit. It's not easy for me to put into action. But I read something and watched a video that basically says, look, you don't need to be at your kid's practice. Okay? If you're not the coach, you don't need to be eagle-eyeing him. Let him go and practice with his coaches and his friends. You don't need to be all right, man, get your hands up, get that foot back, open that toe, close that toe, which, by the way, guilty. Guilty as charged. So I watched it. I took it to heart, and I said, all right, babe, for the first time, I'm dropping him off. Coopers are going to drive him home. I got 2 hours to kill till I go to this. I could easily have stayed for the hitting practice. But I said, I'm gonna take off. As I drove away, sobbing in tears, to leave him there to hit, and I didn't get to watch. I just left, and I went up to Starbucks, and I got a nice coffee, and I put the Notre Dame game on my phone. So I'm sitting in my car. I'm watching the Irish, killing time before the meeting starts. And my wife texted me that, and I went, oh, God, I'm not there. So dicey move. Dicey. The next move I made was dicey. You tell me what you guys would have done. Picked up the phone, and I called her. Instead of just saying, oh, wow, that sucks. See you later. Right. So I had to gauge
Should
the.
probably fix that.
Yeah. Ooh, God, that looks bad.
I would. If you could have that fixed before I get home,
That'd be
that would be great.
So
I don't know if I call the thumbs down emoji is a great one.
No way. That's
You wanna
terrible.
die?
No, isn't that what it was created for? When do you use the thumbs down emoji?
I
then?
texted back, F me. And I didn't mean it in that way. I meant it like, oh no, here we go. But
It's not just her problem, though. It's
No,
your
it's
problem.
it's our
too.
problem.
It's your problem too.
So I called her and she answered. And I said, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm actually texting with a roofer right now. So we got it all. I go, oh, okay, man, you are so good at that.
But they were busy this week.
They were, man. Those guys, all they're thinking about right now is just cha-ching. So guy's going to come out tomorrow, make sure everything's patched up where you need to be. You know, and eventually we're going to have to get the whole thing ripped off and redone. It's going to be a few years, but seeing that bubble, you can't stop looking at it. You're like, it's going to burst. This whole, should we cut it? Should we just cut it now? We went through all of those.
Drain it like some
Drain
sort
it like
of
a boil.
Abscess. Just get the pus out.
Trust me,
We'll
dude.
be okay for now.
Trust me. We looked at each other and like, should we just cut it and let the water run through? I don't know, but it's hanging on pretty well right now. So we did have the giant garage boil going on this weekend. That was not fun. But my wife handled it, and you know, best for me to just stay out of the way, I think, in that regard. How about you guys?
Now, rain kind of messes with everything. My buddy was here. We were supposed to play golf on Saturday. That obviously didn't happen. It rained all day long. So we spent a lot of the time trying to figure out, well, what else can we do? We didn't want to go to a movie. We try to figure out, okay, let's do something we haven't done since college.
Cuddle.
No, we went.
You've done that since college. All right.
We went bowling.
Just the two of you.
Yeah. I mean, I invited my son, but he said, no, I don't want to go bowling. And it turns out he was the smart one, because apparently when it rains, San Diego's bowling alleys become a mecca for everybody. We showed up afternoon. I thought, oh, it can't be that busy, right?
Right.
And went to the Surf Bowl up in Oceanside.
Okay.
There's not that many bowling alleys left in San Diego. Place was hopping, but we put our name on the wait list. They had just a notepad, like write your name on it. It's like 7 or 8 names in front of us. We'll just sit. And
how long are you gonna wait?
Well, that was the thing. Like,
people go bowling, they don't go for 10 minutes.
Well, I know, but there's like 38 lanes.
Yeah.
Like, you just got to have some turnover. People are probably leaving for dinner. We thought that was at least what we thought. And we wait, and they're not calling a lot of names, and a couple of names called. Okay, well, we can wait a little bit longer. Like,
are you having a drink or
30
food
minutes,
or anything?
40? We're pretty much just sitting there. It's not. There's a bar, but there's no food. There's an arcade, but most of the games are broken. It's definitely on the older kind of starting to get run down side. But now it's like 45 minutes. Now you're at the point where you have put so much time into it. Like, we're not leaving now. We're like 3rd or 4th on the list.
You're pot committed.
We're pot committed. Finally, after like an hour and 40 minutes of waiting.
You're joking.
We get a bowling lane. All right, we are ready to bowl. We'll take an hour.
140.
Take an hour of bowling, please. 2 shoes, rental shoes.
Man, you really wanted to bowl.
I mean, we were looking for something to do, and it's been a long time. I
140.
Try to find the right ball that fits my fingers of my hand. It's been so long. And Scott's a better bowler than me. He throws the first ball. It kind of curves in. Strike. Oh, okay, great.
That's cold, by the way. Waiting an hour and 40.
Yeah, right. Cold right off the bat. I think the first 2. It's a strike. Okay, this is what I'm in for.
And you guys are competitive.
And there's a lot of decent bowlers. I'm looking to my left. I'm looking to my right. There's fairly, young people, men, women. They're all bowling. The ball is doing that nice little curve right to left. For some reason, I can't do. When I throw the ball, it slices, actually.
Oh, slice.
I have like a slice.
You throw it across your body, and it goes.
You get
like
that one
left
pin to right, and I get the last pin on the right.
Yeah, crush it.
I mean, it's embarrassing. I'm looking, these little dainty ladies are coming, and they're bowling, and it's going right to the edge of the gutter, and then spinning back to the middle.
Did you ask for bumpers?
No,
you
I don't
used
do
bumpers.
the bumpers. I didn't throw any gutter balls. I can throw it fairly straight with the slice, but it just goes right down the middle and doesn't really knock over that many pins. I'm just a bad bowler.
Yeah, sounds
and
like
I can't figure it out. I've never had a lesson or anything.
Probably on the backswing somewhere. You lose it on the backswing.
I just don't know. I'm just not Well, it didn't. I lost all three, obviously.
So
Dang it!
you waited.
Yeah.
This I can't get over.
Yeah, hour and 45 minutes or so.
Oh my
There's
God.
Bowling.
nothing on the planet I'm waiting 140 for these days. Nothing. I mean nothing. Well, not nothing, but it would probably be illegal. There's nothing. I mean, there's no restaurant. I mean, we went to our beloved Texas Roadhouse, Ben, maybe 6 weeks ago, and it was like a 12-minute wait. And I was like, we could have gone anywhere. They got us in, sat down. 140. What'd you guys do? Played on your phones?
Pretty much, yes.
Oh.
Just sat there waiting and
Could have watched a
waiting.
movie.
You literally
Could've gone
could
to a
have
movie.
gone to a movie.
Yeah.
What's you, Paulie? What'd you do? Ben, yeah, why not a golf bar, by the way?
Yeah, those are everywhere now.
Your cousin owns one.
Yeah, but I knew those were packed. We looked at reservations; they were all
Jammed.
booked and jammed. Everything because everyone needs to go inside when it rains in San Diego.
I would have gone to a bar and just gotten S-faced, just housed.
Man.
If I had nothing to do and no kids or anything to take care of, that's what I would have done. But it was lazy at our house. Thank God, we got some help from the in-laws this weekend. We had the mother-in-law took Taylor for several hours on Saturday. And then Bo's good to just play in the street. So it was raining and stuff, but he went and played and had a good time. And it was low key. It was actually a lot more relaxing than I thought it would be. I got caught up on Pluribus, got through the entire series on Netflix of Beast and Me, which is insane. Claire Danes and Matthew Reese from The Americans, I believe. Insane show. Psychological thriller. Did this guy kill his wife? Didn't he? It's unbelievably great. And then I finished up the All Her Fault. And I think Paulie started that as well. So I crushed tons of content, watched a little college football, watched a little pro football. It was actually a really relaxing, I was stressed out about it, but it was a nice, relaxing, normal weekend.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
I mean, that wasn't bad. There was, college football on the televisions at the bowling alley and keeping an eye on those. I could have gone somewhere else. What we have done? We just sat there and watched football.
Go to a restaurant. Go to a bar.
Yeah, but we weren't
Hooters?
hungry.
What about Hooters?
We weren't hungry.
You love Hooters.
We'd already eaten. We weren't hungry. We
Okay.
just thought,
Hooter research.
what else are we going to do?
Huh.
So we sat there until they called our name. It did seem kind of ridiculous at some point.
Well, at what point do you have at what point do you just say we're here? I'm here until they call my name.
That's
I don't
what we
get
got
to that point
Once
anymore,
we got, like an hour,
Guy money.
it would have
before I
felt like
waited.
yeah,
it-
grease the guy.
it would have felt like such a massive failure to stay for an hour
And then leave.
not get to bowl.
That's true. But then there's 40 more minutes on top.
We didn't know that though. It could have been any moment that our name was called, and so we just kept waiting and waiting.
I'll tell you, the rain really threw my kids don't understand either yet. Like Bo doesn't understand. I don't understand. It's not raining now. Why can't we go play that game we were supposed to play? I go, buddy, because the fields are absolutely torched. We drove to
While you were sleeping,
Yeah.
it dumped 6 inches of rain.
So when we went to hit, we hit in the cages at SDA at San Diego Academy, and we pulled up next to the field on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and that's when it was dumping. And I go, look at the field. He goes, oh no, that's a tarp. I go, there's no tarp, dude. Look again. I rolled the window down. He goes, oh my God, it's underwater. I go, the entire field is underwater. So all the fields in San Marcos, all the fields in Chula Vista. I said, there's something about San Diego baseball fields, and I know this from playing baseball on these fields since I moved here in 2010. I've played on 100 of them. There's not one of them that drains. Not one single field that drains well. I said, buddy, you're screwed. I hate to tell you. He's like, it's not even raining. I don't get it. And I'm like, how do you not understand the concept of standing water at 7 years old? I go, you can't play in it. You chew up the fields. You break it. You damage the fields. No coach is going to let you out there. He couldn't wrap his head around the fact that it is not raining right now.
Right.
So we should therefore be playing.
Why is there still a puddle at first base?
Yeah.
It hasn't rained in 6 days.
Exactly. It's like, oh yeah, because it rained 6 days ago. None of these fields
It's
drain.
an economic decision. You can build fields with drainage
Right.
underneath, but it's very expensive.
And you don't really need it
really need it
until you
very
need
often
it.
until
You need it.
But when you have a very flat field, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yep.
Once it
Yeah, but
rains,
this
it
is
just has
also-
to wait.
This is the off season for literally any high school in
Yeah.
town. So
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? It's like, why would they?
They're like, we don't care. We don't
so
care.
our fall ball schedule gets to get moved around a little bit. Big deal.
Yeah, we hit
We'll
the
figure it
gym
out.
every now and then. I know,
exactly.
I know. So that was it. It really threw a monkey wrench into a lot of the weekend. And then now what happens is all those games we missed. Well, they need to be made up at some point. So now it's jamming games in, maybe on a Monday night tonight, maybe on a Wednesday. Like it's going to get really, really busy and heated. My folks come this week, which will be so great to see them. That's assuming the airlines are letting people fly. I think we're okay-ish, but I do know they were canceling a lot of flights, like out of DFW where they live. So one friend of Hannah's actually, one of her clients was going somewhere that she had to be at. It was like, I'm going to my granddaughter's recital in San Francisco. She bought 3 tickets on 3 separate airlines to get there. 2 of them were canceled. So she literally, to hedge her bet, was like, I'll buy one on United, one on American, and one on Delta. 2 of the 3 got canceled. So I told my parents, I go, I really hope that you make that flight. We want to see you. Yes.
Apparently the flight cancellations are over as of this morning.
Okay, good.
So we've gotten through that part of it. But that is genius. 3 different flights.
Isn't that smart?
Yeah. 3 different airlines.
And I told my dad, I said, you have to be here because you have to take the kids on Friday and Saturday. We're really counting on you to take the children on Friday and Saturday. So it'll be fun, man. It'll be great to see them. And I think we're going to try to play some golf I think the rain's coming back at some point this week. But as long as there's no breaking mean Padres news, I think I can get through this week. No problem.
Right. And, we've been surprised twice already this offseason. First surprise was Mike Schultz stepping down as manager.
Yes.
Which was unexpected.
Yeah.
We dealt with it. We knew they'd have to hire a new manager. So the hiring of Craig Stammen was not a name we expected, but we did expect them to name a new manager. And then the sale news was also a surprise. We spent most of last week breaking it down, talking about the last couple days of the week. And I think we've all come to the same conclusion. We don't really know until they pick a new owner, whether this is going to be good news or not, but there's not much we can do about it other than wait and see who ends up becoming the new owner of the San Diego Padres.
Well, and the other part is you see what else is going on around baseball, and the first kind of domino to fall fell last night, according to Jeff Passan. Josh Naylor signing a 5-year extension with the Seattle Mariners.
Good for the Mariners.
Yeah, great for the Mariners. We do not know the terms of that deal yet, but you're also seeing, I saw Skip Schumacher filled out his entire staff. He's got his entire staff done. I'm seeing hitting coaches come off the board. I'm seeing these staffs get filled out. I'm seeing coaches leave, coaches come. That's the kind of news I'm interested in, and I'd like to see the Padres this week at least start filling some staff.
I will warn Padres fans, because the way it has been done in the past, the Padres do not announce their coaching staff until the eve of spring training. Like
every year?
They may have already hired a hitting coach. Every year they wait until like the day spring training starts and they announce their entire coaching staff throughout the organization. That's how they've always done it. I mean, usually
nobody can do some homework.
Usually news leaks out at some point about most of the hires, but there's usually 1 or 2 that we don't know about until February, like February 10th, when they send out the release. Like, here are the coaches. They want to make sure they have them all before they don't do a piecemeal is probably why. We're not going to send out a release. Hey, we just hired an assistant hitting coach. Hey, we just did this. They do it once at the end of the offseason.
They hired Ruben before they hired Schilt, though. Was that just to make sure they had him locked down?
I believe that was a very special hire for the San Diego Padres.
I want them to announce it now so that I can be mad for the next 2 months, rather than wait and be really mad the night before opening or spring training.
Also, I think I would like to hire a hitting coach with a mind that is forward thinking, and if more of those guys come off the board, that means that you're not going to get them. So I think I'd like the hitting Ruben Niebla to be hired this week. He's so good. We had to have him. Somebody else was going to get him. We're going to break our normal protocol, which has served us so well over these many years, of announcing it the day before spring training. We're just going to go ahead and get so-and-so.
I mean, we did have some news. We heard about the extension for Ben Fritz.
Yes.
Which was good. And apparently what we've heard is they've made him the highest paid bullpen coach in all of baseball.
Because I wanted to keep him from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the special coach you just got. You get to keep your special coach.
I'll keep my special coach, but I'd like to find a hitting coach. Ben Fritz is great with the pitchers. Looks like a hitter. Don't know that he's much of a hitter, but he looks like he could hit. Ben, if you're listening, I'm not saying you can't hit. Okay, you probably have a lot to offer. in that regard. But so we'll see. We'll see. Those are the kind of news, that's kind of news I'm interested in seeing. And then again, with Naylor coming off the board, who knows? It definitely will push teams to make decisions that maybe they were on the fence about or get these things done. I love it. I love an early sign. I do. I think it's great.
That's the perfect signing. He's not a superstar. He's not the number one player off the board.
But it's a guy
big enough.
They identified him after acquiring him and said, we don't want this guy to go deep into free agency. Let's get this done. And Naylor seems like the kind of guy who's like, bro, let's get it done. And they
got Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, and all
there's
those
still some big
names.
old sluggers, but like what a great fit. He was a catalyst for that team. So I thought heady move by the Mariners. I thought a really good move for Josh Naylor too. He's gonna be real happy there.
Hard to know until you see the price tag. But
what's your guess? 5 at 90, something like that?
Probably around 100.
Deal, done deal.
I think you can't risk losing fan momentum. You finally built some fan momentum in Seattle with that run. Obviously, disappointing ending in Game 7 of the American League Championship Series, but signing Naylor, you're probably not going to sign Eugenio Suarez back, but you at least keep one of those guys that you picked up at the trade deadline. So it feels like we just didn't rent him. We actually get to keep him now going forward. I think it's a little more palatable for Seattle Mariners fans.
Yeah, I agree. So first one's off the board. Maybe that will start a domino effect. I feel like that's something we say every year as well. Never really comes true. It's
usually like one or two that don't really do anything. Like teams just had a target, they got it done.
Yeah.
And then you kind of wait until the winter meetings before things really start heating up again.
Indeed. And those are next week.
No.
The following week.
No, after
like
Thanksgiving.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
In December.
All right.
All right, let's take our first time out. When we come back, we will set the menu for our Monday edition of Ben and Woods. Obviously, we will talk about San Diego State's big win on Saturday night over Boise State. The implications of the victory put the Aztecs in very much control of their own destiny going forward, at least in the Mountain West, and not totally out of the college football playoff picture. They're going to need quite a bit of help, but hey, 2 games left, and you can't say that the Aztecs are out of the running for a spot in the college football playoff. They're not. I mean, they're not. It's definitely, there is a path forward. Will it require a number of teams losing ahead of them? Yes.
The eye-opening part was, man, that loss to Hawaii sucks.
Yeah.
It does. It definitely doesn't help, but it kind of, erased a little bit this weekend with the win over Boise State. So we'll talk a little college football and more coming up. We got a bunch of giveaways. We'll tell you about them as well. All coming up next with Ben and Woods. We'll get our first check of traffic with Kelly Danick coming up, off and running on a Monday morning. Tier 1's glad to have you with us on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Did have the moment as we were sitting waiting for bowling going, we could have just driven to 7 Mile Casino, been there. I'm sure 7 Mile Casino was hopping this weekend in the rain as well. We told everybody what a great place it would be to spend your weekend in the rain, playing California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em poker, Pai Gow, or Baccarat Woods in San Diego's best card room.
I'm actually a little surprised that you didn't.
We thought about it. Yeah. We almost cut bait on bowling and went to 7 Mile.
Now, it's not 7 minutes from your house.
It's not. It was a little further, but certainly
maybe 27 minutes.
Certainly a lot shorter than waiting for bowling. Yeah.
You could have gone there and back.
We could have.
In the time.
Definitely.
Yeah, you idiot. You really blew it, man. You really, really blew it. But I got the Jones right now. I am definitely fiending to get in and play some California-style blackjack very, very soon. Can't wait. Actually was playing this weekend with my 7-year-old and had a great time. But I love it. I think it's so much fun. Play within your means, play smart, but have a great time. They got great food, friendly dealers, smoke-free environment as well. Also, no slot machines ringing in your ears. Just go. It's a place for card players.
And open 24/7. Monday morning, 6:25. You're getting off an overnight shift somewhere. Yeah, you can go hang out at 7 Mile Casino, have something to eat, play some cards, unwind any time of the day. We love it. It's our place. Make it yours as well. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got a lot to get to this morning here on Ben and Woods. Welcome
Liar.
in. No, I mean, topic was
Liar.
Yeah,
You
we'll
lie.
have fun.
Don't lie. Don't lie to
But
them.
in terms of like giveaways and
Business.
benchmark segments and business and like liners,
You
like
guys
this
like
hour-
liners out there?
This hour at 97.3 The Fan, brought to you by SD Collectibles. Get ready, sports and Pokemon collectors. SD Collectibles Card Show is back at Liberty Station with over 100 vendor tables this Saturday and Sunday. Find sports cards, Pokemon, memorabilia, and more. Visit sdcollectibles.com for info. That's sdcollectibles.com. This is what my sheet looks like for all the liners today. It's very full. We also have giveaways coming up on the program. We are giving away SDSU basketball tickets tomorrow night.
Nice.
Aztecs will host Troy. It's just their
Troy.
third game of the season. It's been a week
What the hell's taking so long?
since they have last taken the court. But
I was fiending this weekend for some Aztecs basketball.
You got to
According-
remember, this part of the year sucks on the schedule. They're pretty low level opponents.
Sure.
Troy,
These are the bye games. These are games that you pay your opponent to come in, get their brains beaten.
And you get like one a week. Then you get excited because you blew them out by 40 points. Now you got to wait, 10 days until the next game.
And they're basically tune-ups for the big non-conference games, which start, by the way, a week from today against number 6 Michigan in Las Vegas next Monday night in the Players Era Festival. So Troy tomorrow, and then they have the rest of the week to get ready for Michigan. And that's critical because according to Brian Dutcher, Magoon Guath is cleared, should practice fully today, and could play, probably will play in the game tomorrow against Troy.
Yeah, they said in the first game, November 18th was the target date for Magoon to get back. I mean, and they played really, really well. That's just another guy they're going to have to integrate into the team. More Cadillac problems for Brian Dutcher.
But you want at least some reps before they go up against the big games that will affect their NCAA tournament seeding, selection Sunday against Michigan. They play Oregon then on next Tuesday in game 2.
And what's that tournament payout up there in Vegas?
$1 million per team
to show up.
Just and then $1 million more if you win.
And then $1 million more if you win. Is it winner take all?
I don't.
Or do they whack it up between?
I think if you get to the finals, there's a lesser payout as well. But the further you go, the more money you earn for your players.
Is it next year they're expanding to?
They expanded
teams?
It already this year.
They did.
Yeah, there's like 2 different brackets. The Aztecs are in one kind of 8-team bracket.
So it might be
there's
more.
Another one.
Last year it was $1 million to play, $2 million if you won.
So I dig this a lot. We have the arguments, and you see, some people on, talking heads talking about how NIL sucks, and to a certain extent, yeah, man, it's tough when you're like, hey, I'm down to 2 schools. And you guys are offering me $100,000. They're often offering me $200,000. That's different. This, to me, is the right way to do NIL. A different way, and I think a really cool way to do NIL. How cool is that? We're gonna go, just for being invited, we made $1 million. That's awesome. But if we win this thing, we can make another $1 million. That's a really cool way to boost your NIL.
I said it maybe a month ago when we had that news. The donor to San Diego State basketball is $5 million, $1 million a year.
Yeah,
and you're going from starting at 0. Now you have just as your base for NIL money, you get $1 million from the tournament in Vegas,
plus my $250,
plus the $1 million, plus Woods is $250.
It's $2 million,
$250.
Right, that ain't nothing. That's a good starting point for a program like San Diego State.
100%. I love it, and I love the idea of hey, you win a game, you make some money. What if baseball was like, hey, you guys lose tonight, you don't make any money.
Hey, the Rockies are coming to town. You win this series,
you win $1 million. Right. You'd see a lot more effort.
That's the fan dream, right?
It's the dream.
You only get paid if you win.
No. I'll tell you, the ultimate fan dream, and I think about it all the time. And if you're a professional baseball player, turn the radio off for a second. Joe, if you happen to be listening, or Manny, or anybody that's in town, Jackson, we're just spitballing. This is a Monday. We're just getting loose. You make the big leagues, you make $100,000 salary. Everything after that's incentive. How's that look?
Every hit, $10,000.
Just whatever. Your incentives. If you hit 25 homer, incentives. Everybody would want that. Every fan would want it. Every player was like,
no. Every owner would want that.
Yeah, and it's cool, man. Back in the day, this guy Anthony Rendon made like $500 million. He played 16 games. I mean, that's pretty easy.
Right now, agents that are listening,
they're like,
really, no. We're not doing that. We guaranteed money. That's not how it's going to work. You
know what I'm saying? I like this part of NIL, and I like it.
Hey,
in college
if you can't make it out of the 4th inning tonight, you actually owe us $50,000.
Yeah, you owe us money. We're going to garnish your wages. It will never happen, obviously, but you know what I'm saying. I think you would see. I think you'd see a different brand of baseball, would you not?
The other benefit of the Players Era Festival for San Diego State, and it was clearly on display last year. If they don't beat Houston, they don't make the NCAA tournament last year. That win in Vegas in November,
it's huge, got
them in just barely. Remember, they were first 4 teams, so they were one of the last couple of teams selected for the NCAA tournament, and without that win, which was genius by Brian Dutcher. Remember, Houston sat around in a Vegas hotel room all week waiting. Dutch brought his team back to San Diego for a couple of days to practice, to get refreshed, and then just took him to Vegas for the game. And they beat a team that they had no business beating, a team that went to the national championship game last year, that they just happened to catch on a really bad day, and that turned their metrics around and really basically boosted them when they had all the injuries in the second half of the season. Were kind of starting to fall apart. That win got them into the NCAA tournament. You have to play, Michigan, you get a number 6 team, Oregon's top 25 fringe, and then they'll get a third game against probably another really good team next week. So this is a good chance to boost your resume and, of course, fill your NIL coffers. Really unbelievable that San Diego State has been chosen as one of these teams to participate annually in this tournament. A huge advantage over other college basketball programs.
Yeah, I can't wait, man.
Real quick, I have little information on the payout this year for the Vegas tournament. It's not super clear, but back in July, they wrote that they added a couple of teams, and this year's tournament will feature more than $20 million in payouts. Although it's not explaining exactly how, because last year was just $1 million for every participant's team, and then $1 million more if you won. They're saying there's 10 teams and $20 million to go around.
Yeah, maybe the higher you go, the more money you get. And it's such a win just showing up and walking in the door for any of these teams.
So we got Aztecs tickets. We also have Parker McCollum tickets. He's coming to Viejas Arena in June. I'd imagine you can get Ticketmaster details right now, but we'll give away those a little bit later in the program. We will have our regular segments. Don't do this. Take on Woods. We will also have the Reindl Report. Craig Elsten will join us at 8:35 from Padres Hot Tub Podcast. Get his thoughts on the big ownership news from last week when he joins us. And I'd like to save some crossing streams time for Craig.
Yeah, we were texting a lot of the weekend, Craig and I.
Seems like it'd be a good one. I am caught up on Pluribus now. No spoilers.
As am I.
I actually rewatched the first couple of episodes as well. It's
elite.
I'm that much into the show that it's 3 episodes in and I've already watched them all twice.
Well, now it's to the point where I have no idea what's going to happen, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat.
I know I caught up as well this weekend, and I now know exactly what you're talking about. You're like, I wish I kind of would have just waited, because then you have all 10 episodes or whatever and just go one right after another.
Because it's really well done. And then somebody recommended to me Beast in Me on Netflix, and it's an 8-parter. It gets a little absurd at the end, but it's like really, really well done. Claire Danes continues to just be a fantastic actress, man. Fantastic.
I had a Claire Danes crush at some point.
I think we all did, buddy. There's nothing to
My so-called life.
Oh yeah, there's nothing to be upset about with that. Nothing to be embarrassed about. We all longed for a little Claire Danes in our life. That's for sure. Back in the day, Benjamin.
Homeland, really good.
Oh yeah. Similar character in that, like kind of messed up. And you feel, but she's really good at playing the anxious. You feel the anxiety coming through the screen when she acts, and it's really well done.
Author Aggie Wiggs has receded from public life since the death of her young son, unable to write, a ghost of her former self. But she finds an unlikely subject for a new book when the house next door is bought by Niall Jarvis.
Niall Jarvis is one of the best TV characters you've seen in years. Terrifying, and it's really, really well done. It's really well done. You guys will love it. You and Megan, I could see sitting down and cranking through that.
All right.
And then we also have another week of the biggest fan contest giveaway, but with a little update that everybody should be aware of. Hopefully you're already signed up. If you're not, you still can at 973thefan.sd.com/biggest fan. But in addition to the grand prize giveaway that you're all competing for, the night in our Odyssey suite for a Padres game next season, 20 tickets, now it'll also be catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine.
Delicious.
While you're there. So you get an entire catered suite.
Come on.
That night as well.
Sweeten the pot there for
Spiro's.
you.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So we'll have our first name of the week coming up at 9:00 this morning. Listen, you'll have a chance to call us back within 10 minutes and get your name into the grand prize drawing. Want to start, though, big win for San Diego State football on Saturday night. We'll talk about the Aztecs somehow, finally, beating their great white whale, Boise State, after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Lots of good news on our roads at this time. Not only do we have no incidents or accidents to mention, the roads are dry right now. That could change, though, as the day progresses because rain is expected to hit the county. This afternoon's commute could prove to be a busy one, but we'll see. Meanwhile, if you're already hitting the roads and it feels like you got the whole place to yourself, we still encourage you to please keep your speeds down. Be extra alert out there. An important reminder about the upcoming holiday, whether it's a big road trip or just braving LA traffic to see the family for Thanksgiving, make sure your car's ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. No appointment needed. Find your nearest location and grab money-saving coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. That's SoCalOilChange.com. And Kelly Danik with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So a lot of good, obviously, on Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium, with a little bad mixed in for San Diego State. Start with the bad. The rain did keep Aztecs fans away.
It did.
I think the announced attendance for the game that they were hoping to sell out, have like 32,500. They had less than 16,000 people show up. Half full stadium again. For the
ESPN
biggest
said
game.
29,700 or something.
That was tickets distributed,
distributed.
but actual turnstile count was a little under 16,000. That not necessarily San Diego State's fault. It poured during the game, which also led to the other bad, which was a very ugly form of football in which neither team could complete really any passes. The Aztecs finished with 17 passing yards for Jaden Denegal in the entire game. 17 passing yards. Boise State wasn't much better. So it all came down to a 1927 style, who can run the ball better in a sloppy, wet field sort of game.
Well, it was clearly SDSU.
And the answer was San Diego State was the better team. The blockers held up. Lucky Sutton had 25 carries for 150 yards. The Aztecs finished with 277 total rushing yards for the game.
That's one way to do it, buddy.
And they were able to score both their touchdowns in the second quarter, and that was good enough for the 17-7 win over Boise State, beating the team that has been the gold standard in the Mountain West, that made the college football playoff last year. And with the win, the Aztecs take sole possession of first place in the Mountain West. They're the only one-loss team. There is I think 5 two-loss teams right behind them, including, of course, Hawaii, who has a tiebreaker over San Diego State. So you don't have any margin for error these last 2 games of the season, but you put yourself in the position to not only make the Mountain West Championship game, but if you can win your last 2, you would host the Mountain West Conference Championship game over whatever team emerges from that 2-loss jumble behind you at the end of the season.
So Saturday night against San Jose State, that's at home.
Big favorites
And
against
then-
San Jose State.
And then on the road that Friday.
That is a tough game.
That Friday against New Mexico.
New Mexico is one of those 2-loss teams. The Aztecs have not been as good on the road as they are at home. Got to take care of business against San Jose, see where you stand going into that last game. But that New Mexico game probably will be huge, probably will be determined if you host the Mountain West Championship game, and whether or not you can keep your, granted, slim hopes alive to make the college football playoff. Remember, the top-ranked team from the non-Power 4 conferences gets into the college football playoff. No matter how low you're ranked. You don't even have to be in the top 25.
Right.
But someone from the AAC or the Mountain West or one of the other various conferences does get in.
So you need to win. You need to
win your conference championship game.
You need to win these next 2.
Win the
your
next 3.
Win
Yeah.
the next 3.
And then you will be.
And you need to kind of do it in style. Yes.
That would help, but what really help, there's really not much of a way. Like if North Texas, who is currently the best ranked team, if they go on and win their conference and conference championship game,
They're in.
they'll be in ahead of SDSU, but there's no guarantee they're going to win that game. You go to that last game, they could get upset by a lesser team that doesn't look as good in comparison to San Diego State. Right now, there are 3 teams in the top 25 that are non-power conference teams: North Texas, James Madison, and Tulane. All of those teams would be ahead of San Diego State right now, but none of them are guaranteed to win their conference championship. So if you get some help, if some of those teams falter down the stretch and San Diego State keeps winning, there's certainly at least a pathway for San Diego State to make it. It's very unlikely. Again, even if they win their last 3 games, they're still underdogs probably to get there, but it is not impossible for San Diego State to make the college football playoff.
Okay. Yeah, you got to win. You got to
by
win,
the way,
win and get help.
The cynical would say, why do you want to get in to be the 12th seed and get absolutely obliterated in the first round?
Because it matters, dude.
That means you matter
It
in
matters.
college football.
100%.
You'd
man.
rather lose 56-3 in
Right.
college football playoff
Then
game.
not.
Then win
Then
the
Peach Bowl.
LA Bowl.
Yeah. Then win the Arizona Bowl or New Mexico Bowl.
Still do the,
that is just truth in college football.
Still do the Beef O'Brady Bowl?
I think they do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's not-
making the
yeah.
playoffs is a huge deal.
It would be a huge deal if they could.
Long way to go.
Even if you're going into that last game thinking they've got a shot, that's a huge step forward for the San Diego State football program. They made one this weekend with the win over Boise State. That was a step forward. The next one would be winning a Mountain West championship again. Haven't done that since 2016. And the last major step would be reaching the college football playoff for the first time. That puts you in a different echelon. You remember the teams that get there. Boise State, first and foremost.
Sure.
They're the ones that you always think, oh, yeah, they're the ones who are going to get there, every couple of years.
Got to figure out
you
what
want to try to be that school at the very least.
you got to get Denegal healthy because I still don't think he's healthy.
Yeah, I
at
wasn't
all.
sure it was injuries or rain. Neither of them helped in this performance.
No, but I mean, if you can run the football the way that they did, they had, what did you say, 2 running backs. It was Lucky Sutton and Washington.
Washington had a good game.
Yep,
Yep.
277 on the ground. I mean, that's no joke right there. If you can run the football, control the clock, and have a quarterback that's healthy and doesn't have to do too much, doesn't have to put the entire game on his back, that's a big help. And your defense held up really, really well against Boise State, only giving up 7 points. So, yeah, man, just keep winning football games.
Sutton has gone over 1,000 for the season.
Yep.
So you got a good running game. Yeah, the passing attack, other better teams are going to exploit that. If they know you can't pass the ball, they will find a way to stop you. Boise State couldn't, but other teams will. Defense bounced back. I mean, they've been great. In all their wins, the Aztecs defense has been phenomenal. The loss of Tana Latuli, their captain and linebacker, a couple of weeks ago hurt them against Hawaii, but bounced back. Now, Boise State was not healthy. Their backup quarterback, who's played the last 2 weeks when they've lost, not been good. They were missing some other players as well. So you weren't facing the best version of Boise State. No one's going to argue that you were. Still, it's a big, significant win for Sean Lewis's program
100%.
To get that one. The team that, most of the time just destroys San Diego State when they play them. So that was huge on Saturday night, and it was I was happy to see it. I wasn't necessarily sure or confident they were going to get it done. Someone tweeted me and said, "Are you going to take the Aztecs? They're 2.5." I can't bet that. I can't be confident until I've seen them do it against Boise State. And now I feel like, okay, you did it. You beat the team that we set as the standard. Can you beat this team? Can you beat this Boise State team? That's the first thing, and they did. And they did, and now they control their own destiny going forward.
Good.
32nd in the AP poll. Others receiving votes is where San Diego State checks
32nd?
They're 32nd. Didn't make the top 25, obviously. Had a handful of votes from the voters this week, though, back into 32nd position.
Good.
We can talk a little other college football when we have time later in the show. Congratulations, USD got a senior win against Butler, 29-7. I don't think they're going to win their conference, but just keeping you updated on what's going on locally there. And then the rest of college football, we can talk about it. But it seems like Ohio State is.
It's like a foregone conclusion.
They destroyed UCLA. They continue to win pretty impressively every week. They're not getting every first place vote. Indiana's still getting some, and they won easily as well over Wisconsin.
Oklahoma beat Alabama in Alabama.
That was a big
good game.
That was a big win. Texas A&M game was crazy. They were down 30-3 to South Carolina at the half. Undefeated Texas A&M, and they came back with 4 unanswered touchdowns in the second half to pull out that win. That was probably the craziest game of the college football weekend. Adam Klug's Georgia Bulldogs beat Texas. I think that knocks Texas pretty much out of contention for the playoffs with their third loss, and it wasn't close, 35-10, the final there. So those were some of the major highlights in college football, but I don't know that anyone's going to be able to stop Ohio State.
I don't either.
They just look a notch better than everybody else this year.
They do. They do. As much as it pains me to say it, man, you got to tip your hat to what Ryan Day has done there. They're a juggernaut right now. I mean, the only people that can stop Ohio State is Ohio State.
Probably.
If they do something really stupid.
Your Irish are trending toward the playoffs now after the big win at Pitt,
great,
though.
man. Playing great. Just dominated
and,
that game.
The Trojans aren't out of it. They beat number 21 Iowa to keep their CFP. Yeah, slim hopes as well,
Sure.
but not dead after they rallied from 11 down at the half.
It'd be nice to welcome you guys into the playoffs for once.
That would be your college football roundup. We will come back.
It's about time.
We'll talk a little baseball. As we mentioned, we had our first big signing yesterday, late last night, from the Seattle Mariners and more. Give away those Parker McCollum tickets next as well. Hour number 2, Bennett Woods on the way. San Diego's number 1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. The sun is rising again in San Diego, although I don't think we're done with the rain. Definitely more of a threat later this week, but looking at our YouTube stream, very bright sunshine behind me coming through the Odyssey windows here
Extremely.
in Murphy Canyon area. Welcome back.
You want to slide that thing over to block it? A little Polly's on it.
Wrong way.
Wrong way.
There we go. We're good. I
Counterintuitive,
got
but
it. All set.
look like
we
the
might...
eye of God behind you, Ben. Today may be your last day on the planet.
I'm being taken. Go to the light, Ben.
Yeah, go to the light.
We
Yeah.
may get some Padres news this week, according to Kevin Acee of the Union Tribune. He says that all signs are pointing to an A.J. Preller contract extension imminently
For the fourth week in a row.
for the president of baseball operations. Well, and Kevin kind of wrote and made some sense. He said they were trying to get it done, and then A.J. got busy having to, hire a manager, and
Right.
that has taken up the vast majority of the time for the San Diego Padres the last couple of weeks. But now that the general managers meetings are over, where AJ was last week, they can get down to brass tacks, iron it out. And according to Kevin Acee's reporting, John Seidler, despite going through the sale process, wants to lock up as many members of the front office as possible. And he thinks that continuity is the best bet for a sale. He has already locked up CEO Eric Grupner through the end of the decade. And he thinks that the wisest course of action will be to do basically the same for AJ Preller. Now, that's a risk when you're selling the team, because if there's a potential owner who goes, I wanted to bring my own CEO and general manager, president of baseball operations in, then you'd have to buy out both.
Which, by the way,
Grupner-
is likely. Isn't that usually how it goes when somebody buys?
It is, but usually when a team's for sale, you're buying an asset that hasn't been doing well.
Yeah.
Part of the appeal to buy the Padres is they have been doing well, and you want the things that have been making them successful.
Sure, and you want to keep the continuity and momentum going.
So the idea is that the Padres are more valuable with all of those pieces in place.
I guess
when
I'd
you're
buy
making a
that.
sale.
Yeah, I guess you look at the Rays and you're like, yeah, we're cleaning house.
Yeah.
If they get sold, maybe even moved, you know what I mean? Like somebody's like, no. I just spent $1.5 billion. I'm having my guy run this.
Yeah, you don't want the threat of AJ. Like, I'm buying the team, but wait, AJ's leaving. He's been the guy who's been putting this all together. What did I just buy? So I think the idea is get AJ Preller extended, have some continuity and stability, and that is a selling point for the team as they look for prospective buyers going forward. I did see a little bit of reporting as well that AC said that Eric Grupner had been courted by multiple pro teams in various different sports, not just in Major League Baseball, who were looking for CEOs in recent years before they agreed on a contract extension to keep him in San Diego.
Sure.
So apparently the group dog is a hot commodity around the pro sports industry, and you can sort of understand why. The Padres have doubled local revenues in recent years from the business standpoint, other than the TV deal, which there doesn't seem to be of any way to have solved that. That was Bally Sports going under, but everything else that they can control, they've been monumentally successful. And other teams look at that and go, yeah, we want those kind of people running our franchises as well. But both of those guys presumably going to be locked up by the San Diego Padres for a few years to come.
I bet it's nice to be a hot commodity.
Would be,
Wouldn't it? We used to be. At
Were we?
At one time, I'd say we were hot commodity. Now, you never know. In our business,
we should be.
We should. That's the thing I'm saying. We should be a hot commodity. We're in the last year of our deal.
Not quite. Almost.
Yeah, at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be a hot commodity. Maybe not.
See, your reluctance to leave San Diego is probably
it's not reluctance.
Like Eric Grupner is probably being contacted by teams all across the country.
It's not reluctance. I'm not leaving San Diego.
That's the thing.
It
You
works
have
against me.
just cut off our hot commodityness at the knees.
Yes, that's true.
By limiting us to, one or two other radio stations that could possibly be interested, as opposed to, dozens or hundreds across the country that might be interested in a successful morning show based out of San Diego.
Yeah,
but that's just,
let me try to pitch, moving to Cleveland to the missus. Go work with Andy Baskin on the Fan or something. How's that going to work?
Cold.
Pass, man. Pass. So, yeah, we do cut ourselves off at the knees a little bit.
Chat says we're hot commodities. You're our hot commodities, they say in the chat.
Tyler says, talk to your boy Joseph Ty. Maybe he's interested in the Padres. Strangely enough, Tyler, I got a text on Friday. Hey, I'm hearing Joe is interested. I'm like, get out of here.
Really?
There is no. Again, I'd say it's a source that I know and trust, but I think it's all just throwing stuff at the wall right now. Have not, unless anybody got a picture of him coming in and out of walking down Peter Seidler Way. I'm not gonna buy it. So I'm sure there have been phone calls made by many, many, many people. I'm sure I don't even know. How would you even do it? Hello, can I talk to somebody? You call the front desk. Can I talk to John Seidler
Show up at the team store.
or Eric Grupner? It's fine. They get him on the phone. Hey, it's Jeff Bezos. What are we looking for here? Just want to let you know I'm very interested, and then you back off. You show interest and you back off.
I like Polly's idea. You go to the team store. Hey, I'm interested in buying the
This,
team.
all
This
of
is
this.
the team store, right? Can I purchase the Padres here?
Hi, like, do you need any help with those jerseys?
No,
there?
I'm actually looking-
No, I need your
I'd like to buy
boss's
the
boss's
team.
boss.
Yeah, I want to buy the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. So I know that there have been some preliminary maybe emails, sent some texts, things of that nature, wanting to know what are we talking about
It's
here?
certainly different than it used to be back in the day when Ray Kroc bought the Padres and saved them from moving to Washington, D.C. in the mid 70s. What was it, 1975 or 6 when he bought the team? He got all his money from all his McDonald's franchises, and he came in, just kind of had the idea that I wanted to buy the team for $12 million, which was a lot of money back then, but nothing like we're talking about now in the billions of dollars.
I'm not joking when I say you give me till Friday, I can get $12 million. I'm not joking. I know enough people where I can get $12 million.
I think it was, Buzzy Bavasi was running the team for C. Arnold Smith, and they said, okay, well, I mean, who are your investors? How are you is this going to be like a layaway plan? He goes, I'll write you a check right now. $12 million. Is that
$12 million?
$12 million. Get you maybe a decent middle reliever.
Yeah, maybe.
Back of the bat lineup.
Yeah.
Back of the lineup bats.
Yeah, Crony. Like
For one season.
$11 million.
Crony.
Yeah.
Crony makes per year
What he could have bought the Padres.
what Ray Kroc bought the Padres for in 1974.
Wow. Well, the valuations, you're seeing them all over the place, but look, they're going to fetch a pretty penny, and they should. And if you're selling, you don't want to sell for a nickel less than you have to sell. I do like the idea, and again, I don't know that it's fact what you say and what AC says. I do like the idea that they are, at least in these initial stages, saying the right things of, we want to make sure that we leave this thing in good hands. I do like that. And if that means extending and having continuity and having, I guess, peace, if you will, with the team, the fan base is still engaged and entertained. Because I saw a couple of things on the weekend. My boy Jake, he's done pretty well. His name's Jake Savicki, and I used to play ball with him. He does an internet podcast now, and he did some stuff with David Justice, and he's a smart baseball guy. He's a Dodger fan, but he's smart. And he basically said the Padres have kind of painted themselves into a corner here, and I kind of agree with him, because you do need to have 71 of 82 sellouts, right? Or 72 of 81 sellouts. You do need to keep that momentum going. You cannot keep that momentum going by snip, 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 snip across the board. You just can't. You just can't do it. So not the ideal way that you'd want to take a massive asset and sell it by pumping it up even with a little bit more money out of your pocket, right? But I think you got to know the valuation is going to be good. You're going to get money. Everyone's going to be taken care of. Let's do it the right way. I really hope that they end up doing it the quote unquote right way. And that is adding some pitching. And that is adding a bat. You have to do those things if you're still going to be, because you haven't sold it yet. So it still falls on you. And it falls on you, AJ Preller, and it falls on you, Eric Grupner. It falls on you guys to make sure this momentum keeps going. If it doesn't fall on anybody else.
I mean, the way I'm looking at it is I'm preparing for the worst,
Sure,
in the sense that the 2027 baseball season does not happen.
Sure.
I
That's
am
beside
preparing
the
for
point
that.
for me.
Well, it's part of my point in that you don't know what's going to happen after that. You don't know how long that lockout's going to last. And let's be honest, in all likelihood, if we don't have a new owner before then, we'll probably have the new ownership after that.
Sure.
The next era of Padres baseball,
Starts
maybe
after
in 2028. I don't know. So that all comes to say you have to go for it this year. This is, if you didn't, like, we all kind of thought last year, this 2025 season might have been the last of this current window. And if that window is not completely shut, it's shutting after 2027.
But it doesn't have to. It doesn't
I
have
think you
to.
make a good point, Woods, in that what makes the Padres a valuable
But
commodity.
that's based on like ages of guys. Half your
Sure,
team's going
sure.
to be
They're gonna
36.
No, they're going to be 36.
Yeah, but
they'll be
yeah,
33.
you know, forget about the competitive standpoint of where, you know, Manny Machado is in his career. That's one thing, but talking about the sale and how the team looks on the books. Most people would say, yeah, if you can shed money from the books, your books look better.
Yeah,
But
cook the books.
as you just said, Woods, what makes the Padres valuable to a potential owner are those massive local revenues. And those are generated by fan interest and excitement.
Correct.
People filling the seats, buying merch, you know, buying, you
Pudding.
know, banana pudding at the ballpark. And to do that, you need to keep the fans coming in. And so
You need players to keep.
you need
it.
players
That's
to
what-
keep fans coming in, which means you can't really stop spending on the players. It
That's
goes hand in hand.
And that's what Jake's point was. He goes, man, you know, he read the attendance issues, the attendance numbers for the last 10 years, right? And boy, you can sure see a spike in attendance the last few years. And he's like, you have to keep doing that. Like, you have to. You cannot sell this team by cutting a ton of payroll, because you need it to be a robust economy, and the interest in the team needs to remain high. Now, again, locked up a lot of guys to long-term deals. There's still some areas that you can improve in a lot, but your core, if your core is just Jackson Merrill and Fernando Tatis Jr., that's still a core that can get people to come to games, but you need more. You know, you need more, and you need the guys that are getting a little bit longer in the tooth to discover a fountain of youth, so to speak, for the next couple of years.
And remember, attendance is not guaranteed forever. In 2019, year before the pandemic, St. Louis Cardinals, with, you know, coming off years and years of success, were number 2 in attendance behind only the LA Dodgers, who have historically been right at the top. This last year, after a couple of years of missing the playoffs consecutively, the Cardinals have dropped to 19th in attendance in Major League Baseball. Even
Baseball's best fans,
even
really?
in a city like that, if you stop winning, if you
They
stop
stop
paying
going.
players, you lose fans.
So they
Especially
know
a
that.
savvy fan base. And I would say the Padres have a pretty savvy fan base. Cardinals do as well.
Yeah, they're not just going to go out, like, they're not just going to be like, oh my God, there's going to be a faction that's like, I love Petco Park and I love Cutwaters and I love, you know, banana pudding, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's going to be that faction.
Wednesday day games in the summer will always be full.
Yeah, those Tuesday night games against the Marlins that had 40,000 people there last season and the season before and the season before that, those go away unless you bring stars in, unless you legitimately, and the fan base legitimately feels, no, we get in the playoffs, anything can happen. I like this team and they're trending in the right direction. They
Now-
have to keep that
Now
rolling.
you have stars.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that signing an Eugenio Suarez is going to sell tickets, but if it helps you win, that will keep the tickets going.
Correct.
You need to sign players now to augment your stars that will help you win
Agreed.
baseball games.
100%.
And that will
Yeah.
keep fans coming.
Like, no one's in here. I mean, it'd be great if they went out and signed Pete Alonso. I
Right.
don't expect them to.
But if he didn't help you win games, I'd rather sign someone
Correct.
that helps you win games.
Well, I mean, I
rather
think he
than
can
a
help
name.
you win games.
You know, in a way, Manny Machado was the name to help you sell tickets, because you
Correct.
needed some names back then. Now you need winning baseball players. However you find them, however you acquire them, whatever, you know, level of notoriety they have, you need names. You need players, not names. You need guys who are going to help you win.
Yeah, Chris says, let's not forget the giveaways that are not on the weekends anymore. That was the way to get fans in prior to 2021.
Notice that, did you?
Yeah.
Did you notice that the Padres
Yeah.
moved those to
Yeah.
Mondays and Tuesdays?
Because they could.
That's strategic, of
And
course.
it's absolutely because they could. They, you know, when they weren't selling out weekend games, they're like, we got to give away bobbleheads. I mean, the freaking Dodgers did it. The Dodgers gave away, I think, 4 different Shohei bobble. The Dodgers have more money than they know what to do with. They got every player, and they're like, got to make sure we get some asses in the seats. Let's give away a Shohei and his dog on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. 70,000 people waiting in line. Like, every team does that. To be in the top 4 of payroll, or the top 4 of attendance, which I think we were number 2, if I'm not mistaken, this year. You have to keep that rolling. Like, you have to keep that rolling. And the only way to do it is to bring in some players and let the fan base at least think, no, we got a shot. Obviously anything can happen.
Back in the day, Padres would do baseball night in San Diego, giveaway on Saturday night, maybe like a fireworks show. You know,
The
you'd make
Beach
it,
Boys.
you make it a premium, and yeah, you get a huge crowd that one night, and then all right, the rest of the week though we're getting 12,000. Now it's different. Now you don't have to really do anything. Yeah, you've got Friday nights, the park at the park, the party at the park. You've got Kids Day on Saturdays, but the big giveaways are all during the week because the Padres know that's when they need a little bit of an extra boost rather than during those weekend games, which sell quite well. They don't need to do, like when the Dodgers come to town, they don't need to do giveaways for those games.
Right.
They'll do it for other opponents on midweek games. They're very strategic about it, which makes sense.
Well, they can afford to be now. You got to keep that train rolling.
Yep. And the other, we mentioned it earlier, the one big signing this weekend, the Mariners last night, according to Jeff Passan, agreeing to a 5-year deal with Josh Naylor.
Hardly know her.
Who they acquired at the trade deadline and was really good and became a fan favorite instantaneously in Seattle. Someone that I would have considered, Padres play first base would have been someone, a reunion with Josh Naylor. We'll see what the price tag ends up being for those 5 years.
Wish we had him 5 years ago.
We did.
3 years ago now. All time.
But honestly,
I'm usually pretty against the bring him home bit.
I am too.
That was one I was 100%.
Yeah, I'm
in
against it when it's like Hunter Renfroe and guys that are like, they're on their last, fingernails breadth of baseball. But Josh Naylor.
I saw like 4 guys named last week. People are like, oh,
Bring
Ha-Sung Kim, bring him back. Oh, Nick Martinez, bring him back. I'm like,
I'll take
right.
Nick Martinez back. And I would take Ha-Sung Kim back, to be honest with you.
But Naylor would have made the most sense given the position and how well he did. In 54 games with the Mariners, Naylor hit .299, 341 on base percentage, 490 slugging, 9 home runs, 33 runs batted in, 19 stolen bases in 19 attempts. And he's a solid defender at first base as well, and shown that he was a winning player in the postseason. Now he got off to a very slow start in the playoffs, and they won even though he struggled in that first series and a half. And then he got hot and, started carrying them almost to the World Series. So
he was great. He was great. I love it.
So close.
No brainer.
But it makes perfect sense for Seattle bringing him back. Not a team that spends a lot in free agency usually, but the iron was hot. Strike when the iron is hot, and they struck when the iron was hot on Josh Naylor. Makes perfect sense for the Seattle Mariners. All right, you ready to get to Don't Do This?
Yes.
All right, we had a spitting incident in the National Football League yesterday.
I like when we get gaslit by professional athletes. No, you didn't see that.
And we have a new gambling investigation in professional
I'm
sports.
shocked.
It's like the Daily. The Daily. We'll get to that coming up next with Bennett Woods. Check traffic with Kelly Danick, and then DDT on the way next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Hey player, this is all yours. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open. Hey player, this is all yours.
Don't do this. Brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com.
Yes.
It's a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. All right, we caught a little bit of an audible. We'll get to all of our stories eventually, but let's start here with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Jalen Ramsey, the Cincinnati Bengals, Jamar Chase. Jalen Ramsey was ejected from yesterday's game between the two teams after clearly throwing a punch at Chase in the fourth quarter. Game was starting to get out of hand. Pittsburgh went on to a 34-12 victory. Now, officials on the field said all they saw was the punch. But when they found other video later, it clearly showed that Jamar Chase appeared to spit on Jalen Ramsey before he threw the punch.
Was there a second spitter?
Didn't look like there was a second spitter.
Okay.
It was the only spitter. Now, Jamar Chase denied it.
I mean, come on.
But, I mean, unless there's some sort of doctoring of the video, you see the spit coming out of his mouth, probably falling somewhere on Jalen Ramsey's chest, a little below his face mask. And that's when Ramsey loses his mind and punches Jamar Chase.
I mean, it's clear as day.
It's very clear. Yeah.
I know you're not supposed to say do what you got to do if that happens, but also if somebody spits on you,
It's assault, brother.
Like, it's on.
But it's something that
you don't
it's
do that.
very hard for officials to see live. And maybe, except for this angle, you're not necessarily going to see it on a TV camera either.
Right.
Is that a flaw here in that players can get away sometimes with spitting and incite the other player to do something that's going to get them penalized or ejected, as happened in this case? Because during the game, Jamar Chase was not punished. I think he will now after that video comes out. I would think.
He's gaslighting everyone, saying he didn't do it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Got the audio of both of them.
He spit on me, so it's up.
That's Jalen.
I don't know about football after that. Yeah, as soon as he spit, it was. I mean, yeah, I ain't gonna tolerate that part of it. So, I'm sure the NFL they'll do their due diligence. They got 100 cameras out there. They can investigate. They can see everything. I just told y'all it was facts.
You see me get punched?
Looks like you threw a punch.
So, just to be clear, you did not spit on him at all. Right? That's what he's saying.
I ain't spit on nobody.
Looked like you did. Really looked like you did.
It gives me PTSD of talking to our old manager sometimes, telling me that I didn't see what I saw, but I saw it. No, you didn't see that. They're fine. It's very obvious.
Yeah, there's a pretty obvious
spittle, and
yeah,
it's got some weight to it.
Unless there's some sort of AI video generation going on here, that looked pretty clear. And you don't really blame Jalen Ramsey for taking a swing. I always say turn the other cheek, but someone spits on you.
Unless it's spit.
That's what I'm saying. You're not supposed to come on the radio and be like, yeah, I endorse hitting or anything like that. But, man, in that situation, he's asking for it. You can't do that.
You do not spit. I'd rather be punched in the nose than spat upon.
I mean, they're wearing helmets and pads.
Yeah.
A punch is going to do nothing.
Is Ramsey really supposed to walk up to the ref and be like, no, he
spit on me.
Sir,
spit on me. Here it
right
is.
there.
It's right here.
That's crazy, man. It's just also crazy to say you didn't do it when it's very obvious that you did.
I mean, it's worth taking a chance. If that one angle didn't exist, I don't
you
know
might
that
have
you
gotten away
ever
with
would
it.
have been able to prove it. And how many guys have gotten away with it? Because no one really can see spit at a distance.
Pretty interesting story out of the world of a former basketball player. You guys all remember Pat Beverly, played for the Los Angeles Lakers and other teams, Ben. He was arrested on a third-degree felony assault charge. And I saw that headline and went, oh, man, what happened? Wild story. And again, I wondered, how many times does this happen every day in America? Really any country, to be honest with you. Pat Beverly came home and he found his underage sister with an older man, 18-year-old man, a 15-year-old girl. And they were at home alone. I'm assuming doing what people do. And Pat Beverly walked in, caught them, I guess, in the act and flipped out, went through the roof. Like, that's my sister. She's 15 years old. You're a grown-ass man. Put hands on somebody. Okay, so the initial report was that he actually put his hands on his sister. Okay, because the original charge was assaulting a family or household member and allegedly impeding breath or circulation. Okay, so that would lead you to believe that it was his sister that he went after. Like, how could you do this, right? So then he went to Twitter after he posted $40,000 bail and said, please don't believe everything you see on the internet. Hope all is well. And then a statement from his attorney came out, and it said, Patrick Beverly has no criminal record. He cares deeply about his little sister, a young lady, a minor. Given that, when he unexpectedly found her alone in the home with an 18-year-old man in the middle of the night, he was understandably concerned, as any brother would be, about his sister. However, we do not believe what followed happened the way it's been described. We look forward to the opportunity to address that in court. Spicy as it gets.
Something doesn't totally add up here. Why did they arrest him? Who filed charges?
Yeah, who pressed charges?
Was it the 18-year-old guy?
Or was it his sister?
Was it the sister? Who pressed the charges here? I think we're going to need more information. Now, yeah, you catch a guy in the house with your sister.
Have you ever done that? Has that ever happened?
It has never happened. I don't have a sister. Well, I do have a sister.
Whoa.
I do have a sister.
Whoa.
I was not living at home at the time when my sister would probably be having guys over. Let's say this. She was now. If I caught some like with my 8-year-old sister
Maggie,
when I was living
I am
there,
so sorry.
I do have a sister.
Maggie,
that's not what I meant.
please accept my apology for your
Came out wrong.
brother.
Came out wrong. Obviously, I have a sister. You met my sister.
Yeah,
Yes.
attractive sister.
But I was not living at home with her when she was like teenaged.
How far apart are you guys?
8 years.
So you were like 22 on your waterbed,
Yes,
and she.
I was
would've
gone by
been-
then. I was.
but when you came home to visit,
Yeah, I guess when we came home to visit.
I don't have a sister. What's the quote of the day?
Not what I meant.
Your mom just
Not what I
wrecked. Your
meant.
mom just wrecked her car. Your sister, if she's listening, is like,
I'm
"Oh,
sorry, Maggie.
your brother, all of you. What is wrong with you? You have a sister. I've met her. I hung out with her.
I
She's
know.
lovely.
It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant.
I
Came
don't
out
have
wrong.
a sister.
That came out wrong, obviously.
It's the greatest. Save it, Paulie. Save it. Save it. Save it.
Came out wrong. Clearly, I have a sister. I know I have a sister.
God, that's funny.
But like, all right.
Yeah, you're allowed. Like I'm saying, if you're Pat Beverly, you're allowed to put the fear of God into the kid,
Yeah.
but you can't actually beat him up for being in the home.
You could
Unless he's like,
what's the
If he's in your home,
if he's in your
and
home,
you don't
can
know about that. and he-
Forcibly remove him. Yes.
I mean, depends on what your sister's saying. If she is like saying,
Oh no, don't get graphic.
no, I just mean like, you know,
No, don't. You know what
don't
she
beat
said?
him
Don't
up.
do this. Don't beat him up.
Like you can scare him, right, and make him
Yes.
leave, obviously, but you can't actually physically harm him, can you?
I think you can.
Can you?
I don't have a daughter.
True.
Okay, that's true. That happened. You locked me up, I'm sure. Right? A lot of guys out there listening. Probably this happened. My buddy got caught in high school by the dad in the shower with his daughter.
no.
Now they were both, I think, 17, seniors in high school. Caught him, walked in.
Oh my
in the
God.
shower.
Oh my God.
Almost threw up when he called me to tell me. Called his mom, the whole bit. Can you imagine anything worse than that? I mean, he's lucky he's alive, right? Like, that's not.
Would it be worse if it was your parents instead of her parents?
I would rather be caught by my parents than someone else's every time. Because I can talk. Yeah, I'd rather be caught by my parents.
I don't know that I need my mom ever seeing that.
Do you need her mom seeing it or her dad?
Yeah,
I think
it'd be
that's
bad.
less
Either
worse.
way, it's bad. It's bad.
You're like, I'm not marrying this girl. Never gonna know her again after a couple of years.
I could definitely handle it more if it's
Good luck
It's
showing
my
up to
parents.
Thanksgiving at mom's
way,
house after that.
Way easier if it's mine. My mom's got me doing a lot of stuff. All right. Yeah, in the shower. Walked in. They're supposed to be gone for the day, came back. Hey, let's take a shower. And he walks right in. What the F is going
Oh my
on?
God.
I
They
know.
were just conserving water. They were both
We were both
dirty,
dirty.
and just didn't want to
Yeah.
waste water.
What does your gut feel like when that happens? Right? That immediate,
There's
the
no way to
feeling.
escape easily.
I'm getting scared talking
I
about it.
know.
We should interview him sometime. Ask him. I'm sure he lies in bed at night and thinks about that day. Literally, one of my best friends on the planet.
First, one person has to get out and towel off.
Yeah.
The other person has to towel off.
I think the
Ew.
dad screamed, "GD Amber, get your ass and get out of here!"
Oh my
Yes, sir.
God.
Nude and wet. And if you want to talk about shrinkage, immediately, just the minute that guy walks in the door and walks into the bathroom, just gone.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're out of time.
That's all right.
Let's just move on. Don't do this for a month.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
I have a do this story. We can get to it when we come back. You talk a little NFL as well. Week 11 of the NFL season. We're starting to get deep into the
Week 11.
season.
Yep.
We already had our buddy John come talking about the end of that crazy Bears-Vikings game. Get to a little football talk and more. Coming up next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, speaking of football, if you played this weekend, Prize Picks setting lineups, both college football, pro football, daily fantasy for everybody. I've been doing it for a couple of years now. It's a great time of year for sports. You got bowl games coming up soon. Basketball, hockey's underway. You can play lineups every single day, and you're just picking against the numbers between 2 and 6 players and their stat projections, more or less. The bigger the lineup, the more you can win, or you make it a smaller lineup, you get a better chance to win. It's all up to you, however you want to set your lineups with Prize Picks. Make sure when you download the app, though, that you use code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. You can go with power plays where you get them all right, you win more. You can go flex plays and look for the special offers. Like we had a guaranteed flex play this weekend, $5 play. If you don't win, you can get your money back. They offer all kinds of special bonuses with Prize Picks. However you're playing, just download it today. Get started with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Wish a very happy birthday to one of our most dedicated tier ones, Mary from Del Mar. Now, she said her nickname is Crazy Mary. And I said, I don't want to call you Crazy Mary. So I just did, I think. But happy 50th, Crazy Mary.
Happy birthday, Crazy Mary.
Yeah.
Hey, if she wants to be called Crazy Mary, I have no problem with that.
She said it. She said it. So happy.
Sometimes
50th.
crazy people are the best.
That's true. That's true.
I would like to officially issue an apology to my
who?
sister
Oh,
Maggie.
I thought you didn't have a
Who
sister.
does in fact exist.
I was told you don't have a sister.
Yeah, I still don't know exactly what I was thinking. I think I was thinking of my boys and going, because I was considering what would happen if I was the dad when I walked into that situation. But I know
if
I
you're
have a
the
sister.
dad in that situation, you just turn around and walk out, right?
Probably, yes.
Isn't that that's the double standard?
It is. Totally.
Yeah.
But if you had a daughter in that situation,
different.
you can't just have a good time, hon. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm
It's my fault. I should have knocked.
Yeah, should have knocked.
Well, it is your
It's
fault.
different.
I mean-
It is a double standard in that situation.
Yeah, it's a huge double standard. You peek it. Hey, oh, my bad. Sorry, guys. Shut the door.
You don't know who invited who over. Or,
Yeah.
You know, what's going on.
Well, they're at your house.
Yeah.
You know, so you're assuming
Your friend was his daughter.
It was his girlfriend, and then they were at her house.
At her house.
Yes, and they were leaving on a day trip, and then left, and then he came over, and then they got into the
Presumably
shower.
invited by her
Correct.
over to the house.
Correct, because hey, my parents are going to be gone all day.
Right.
Come over.
Right.
Okay, sounds good. I'm on my way. As you peel out of your driveway. And you get over there, and she said, let's get in the shower. And he says, yeah, let's do it. And then homeboy either had an inkling that something untoward was happening at his home or, forgot something. Came back for it. Why is the shower running? Why is so-and-so's car out front? And then, boom. I don't know that I could have opened that door. If you hear the shower running and you see the car out front,
You haven't found anyone else in the house.
you just walk. Don't you just walk
There's
away?
a car in front. Yeah.
Because you don't
You
want
address
to. You
it
don't want
later.
to see it.
Yeah.
You walk away and address it later. Is the prudent thing to do. Now they were both, of age, so it wasn't 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. They were both in the same grade, same age, whatever. So that makes it a little different, but still not great. It's not great.
Mm.
But then he had to call his mom. He had to call his mom and tell her what happened.
Is it really a punishable offense, though?
No, I don't think so.
I don't either.
It's worthy of a conversation.
Yeah.
Let's let's have this conversation. Be smart.
You haven't already been.
Yeah, if you haven't
Yeah.
already,
Have the
be
conversation.
careful. But it's dicey.
Yeah. Very dicey.
Very dicey.
Very dicey. I think we're going to need more information. Now, yeah, you catch a guy in the house with your sister.
Have you ever done that? Has that ever happened to
It has
you?
never happened. I don't have a sister. Well, I do have a sister.
Whoa.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. Listening back, you were asking if I'd ever caught someone in the house, and I was thinking of my boys,
Right.
which
That
I don't
ever
have.
happened to
It
you?
has never happened. I don't have a sister. Well, I do have a sister.
Whoa. Whoa.
I don't have a sister.
I do have a sister. I corrected myself.
Yep.
I do have a sister.
Yeah,
I
you
know
nailed-
that.
Nailed that.
I'd like to
Thanksgiving
again
should be really fun.
Apologize to Maggie, my sister, who does in fact exist.
I'm going to DM her. the clip today, so she knows for Thanksgiving. Let's make it as
She'll
awkward as it
probably
can.
enjoy it. She likes to make me feel awkward.
She
like you do,
she
too.
does.
But I don't have a sister. You do have a sister. Do have a sister.
That was incredible.
This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by SD Collectibles.
That was incredible.
Get ready, sports and Pokemon collectors. By the way, my sister,
I was gonna say, hey,
your
your
big-time collector.
She's a
She might
huge
be
collector.
interested in SD Collectibles. Would you like a tickets to the show, possibly, Maggie? SD Collectibles Card Show is back at Liberty Station with over 100 vendor tables this Saturday and Sunday. Find sports cards, Pokemon, memorabilia, and more. Visit SDcollectibles.com for info. That's SDcollectibles.com.
Yeah. Well done.
All right, let's check traffic with Kelly. We talk a little bit about the NFL results from yesterday and more coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Seeing a lot of that usual slowing in the usual spots, but at least no big surprises on our roads at this time. Crash has cleared out of the HOV lane, northbound 805 before Imperial. Northbound 15, solo vehicle accident before Carmel Mountain Road. That is attempting to get over to the right shoulder. A message from Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You can't avoid holiday traffic or your relatives, but you can avoid car trouble. Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change before Thanksgiving. It's your 15-minute drive-through oil change. No appointment needed. Find your nearest location and grab money-saving coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. That's SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I was wrong again. I had doubted in Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos, and people have lost a lot of money doubting Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos in recent weeks as they beat the Chiefs yesterday 22-19 for their 8th straight win, pretty much eliminating the Chiefs in the AFC West. They are not going to win the division for the first time in almost a decade. Broncos now have a 2-game lead over the Chargers, who also just got obliterated in Jacksonville. I don't know if they were looking ahead to the bye week or it's the old East Coast travel thing, but they looked awful. I don't think they ever had to punt the Jaguars in that game against what had been a really good Chargers defense for the most part all season long. So the Broncos now pretty much in control of the AFC West, 2-game lead over the Chargers. It's 4.5 over the Chiefs.
Yep.
Who are now going to have to fight their way in maybe as a wild card, but they're right now at 5-5. They're well out of the playoff picture. They're like the 9th team in the AFC. They've got to pass a number of teams just to get into the postseason. And, Patrick Mahomes did not look very good in the game yesterday. I don't think he's forgotten how to play football, Woods, but, missed a lot of deep passes, looked like he had guys open, just was not a very good game.
Like jittery a little bit, kind of unsure of himself, which is weird to see from Patrick Mahomes. I mean, even the GOATs, go through down periods for whatever reason. It's just not clicking for the Chiefs right now. I did see some of that game. I happened to have Red Zone on yesterday, right when they went to Shedeur Sanders NFL debut. And I saw the crowd had been chanting his name earlier in the game. I don't know if this is something they've done all year. They've been really pining for Shedeur. It didn't go great for him. I watched him come in. He was fired up, looked pretty calm, in his first series, I guess. Completed his first pass, just a nice, quick little throw just to get him going. And then threw a pretty bad interception. Just did not look really well.
It was a mediocre debut if he was a baseball player, because 4 for 16, 250 average, not, for your first week in the big leagues, go 4 for 16. It's like, okay, could be worse. At least I don't have a 1 in front of my name. When you're a quarterback and you go 4 for 16, that is not good. Not good at all.
They were in that game. They were in that game. It was, I think, tied when he came in, or they were chasing 3 or something, but they've now lost 3 in a row, back to the cellar.
And the Ravens are back to 500, but they don't look great either. I mean, Lamar Jackson had a pretty awful game. That was just a bad game all around.
I just think it's cool in the NFL this year. There's quite a few surprises right now. None more than the New England Patriots being 9-2 with 8 straight victories. Also, Denver Broncos, as Ben mentioned, leading the AFC West with 8 straight victories.
The Chicago Bears now
100%.
leading the NFC North after they beat the Minnesota Vikings in a wild one. Blew the lead in the fourth quarter, gave up 2 touchdowns, 14-point comeback for Minnesota. but then got a 56-yard kickoff return there in the final minute to set up the game-winning 48-yard field goal by Cairo Santos to get that 19-17 win. So the Bears, who have been, the doormats of that division in recent years, now find themselves in first place as we head into the final month and a half of the season.
Watched some of the Rams game, saw a pretty wild ending there. Tough night for Sam Darnold, 4 picks.
Did you see how they had his back though after the game? Like all his
I thought that
teammates
was so cool.
We're like, Sam's our guy. He bad game, whatever. We totally believe in him.
Don't blame it on him.
We're not going to worry about it at all going forward.
Yeah, Colts being a really big surprise, and I'd say even the Jags too at 6-4. Duval got them playing pretty well right now, but yeah, man, it's kind of different than the usual suspects.
And the Bills have been a little choppy, but Josh Allen with the 6 touchdown game, 3 passing, 3 rushing.
That is like the worst guy to go against yesterday.
In fantasy,
yeah. Well, because he started with this goobery bonehead play. They haven't wrapped up down on the 4, and he just tries to do a shovel pass. It goes to the other team. They ran it in for a touchdown. So you're like, yes, playing Josh Allen today, he's going to have one of those days. No, man. He ran for 3 and he threw for 3. 6 total touchdowns yesterday for Josh Allen.
44-32 the final. Scorigami.
Was it?
First one ever, 44-32 game in the NFL. I love myself.
Look how happy.
Scorigami.
Look how happy he is over there.
One other surprise, the Panthers are above 500.
Yeah.
Carolina, Bryce Young, franchise record 448 passing yards.
They were dead
pulled
and
out
buried.
An OT win against the Atlanta Falcons. They weren't great, but
they were dead and buried 6 weeks ago.
They're still in it now. After the Bucs lost to the Bills, they're in it in that division as well. So you had plenty of surprises around the NFL this year.
It makes for a good, a good last 6 weeks or so of the regular season. It really does, because you do feel like, hey, man, it's anybody's game right now. There's still some teams that are on the cusp at 500 that could make the playoffs. They always talk about the league, being full of parity, and now you're seeing different teams shoot to the top of the divisions. I guess you kind of got to believe it.
And we'll finish week 11 tonight here on 97.3 The Fan with one of, really
That's
the worst Monday Night Football
games.
matchups of the season.
Could be a good game, but the matchup,
the two of the biggest fan bases in football. That's why they put it on there. Cowboys, Raiders, but the Cowboys 3-5-1, the Raiders 2-7. Neither of them probably going to be in the playoffs at the end of the season.
There it was. Glory hole.
Yeah, not the best in terms, but they'll probably get decent ratings because it's the Cowboys and the Raiders, and the two largest national fan
everybody's
bases
watching
in
that
football.
game.
So that's your week 11 NFL wrap up.
It's been too sportsy.
Yeah, coming up next, we're gonna have some fun with country music. We're gonna have a shout out to his family in country music.
Have Craig Elsten on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline at 8:30.
Yep.
Don't go away. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we're halfway home on a Monday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Thanks so much for being here with us and gearing up for Thanksgiving next week. Can't believe it's already here. And then we'll have the Christmas and holiday extravaganza, which is crazy. That's going to be on December 19th. If you like sports, don't listen. If you like fun and celebrations, listen. We'll say that every year.
Simple as that.
Very simple. We don't do any sports that day. We do all Christmas and holiday. We tell fun stories. We do have guests. We do things. I'm still trying to get the Wheel of Meat to happen, where Ben takes his shirt off, gets on a wheel. We spin you around and throw meat at you.
Again, I don't mind the meat throwing. I don't want to be spun around.
Isn't that funny? That's the part that gets him. You can throw all the cold cuts at me.
I really don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, prosciutto, whatever.
Some ham.
But he doesn't want to be spun.
I just don't want to be spun.
I think that would be the worst part, especially.
I think the spinning.
You don't
is
think
what
the
really
meat
gets
throwing
me.
at you would be the worst
We're talking
part.
like a 6-7 foot
big old
board or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just like roll him down the hall.
Well,
No.
huge
It's
board.
it's on a thing, and it just
On an axle of
like a
some
wheel
sort.
of fortune.
Yes,
like
that's what I'm
click,
thinking,
click,
but
click, click, click,
Like
click, and
straight
you go,
up.
"Oh."
Though, I just don't want to be upside down. I mean, it's just all the blood rushing to my head.
Yeah.
Don't like the idea of that.
All baloney sticking to your body.
It's not the that's not the worst part of the scenario.
Because you like cold cuts.
I do.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
much. Covering your body.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You like
There's a couple
sandwiches
weird
out there?
ones that you have the ones that like have pistachios in it. Have you seen those before? I'm not even sure what it is.
I think that's olive loaf.
There's some olive loaf. Yeah, I'm not
I've
sure
never heard
about
of
olive.
meat with
yeah,
pistachio.
no, there's meat with
really?
pistachios.
You
in
eat
it.
at much fancier places than I do.
See what it's called. Cold cuts with pistachios. Those are called mortadella.
Disgusting.
Mortadella has
Okay.
pistachios, and actually I do like mortadella.
I thought that was cheese. Is it not?
No, that's
Oh,
meat.
Meat. Okay.
Meat.
Alex wants to know, what if the Padres are sold on the day the Christmas extravaganza show happens?
It's gonna be the la 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 la.
yeah. La, 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 I didn't hear you.
We'll talk about it in 2 weeks.
No chance. That's
gonna
that
be a little quick.
process is too complicated to happen that quick.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
The worst thing, not worst, but like if the Padres made a big free agent signing
we'd
or
mention
something,
it.
we'd have to mention.
We'd have to mention it. It'd be fine. Everyone's life would continue.
It's really mostly a Woods rule that he doesn't like
It
too
is.
much sports or any sports in the
On
holiday
that day,
extravaganza,
yeah,
but
it's a celebration.
no reason we can't stop down for 3 minutes
Sure.
to discuss the news of the day.
Our big, and let's also not, we really going to go sign a major free agent that day? Let's be
Probably
honest.
not.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be honest with ourselves. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. Wanted to, we'll have some fun with country music. Paulie found this over the weekend. It's pretty incredible. I don't know if it's old, new, but it's new. It was new to me. I wanted to share it with you guys. But first, wanted to do a shout out to his family for one of the best, greatest songwriters this planet has ever seen. Todd Snyder passed away at the age of 59. And he is essentially, Benny, they call him like the mayor of Nashville. Played you some of his stuff this morning.
Yeah, I was listening. I
Quirky.
had not heard of Todd Snyder.
Yep,
but
quirky, kooky.
he's not a star in his own right necessarily.
But he is beloved, and his songs and were covered by all kinds of people. John Prine, Chris Christopherson. He ran in the circles with the very best because he was one of the very best, and he had a rough couple of last weeks in his life, and that's what I think made me the saddest. So he struggled with drugs and alcohol his entire life, but he was too broke to not tour, but too ill to tour, right? So it was one of those situations where like touring was the only way he could support himself and his family and everything else. And he is the man knew how to turn a phrase. As good, if not better than most people.
I was impressed with what you played for me earlier today.
The grunge song about Seattle. It's just he was a brilliant guy, and I loved him a lot. And I was sad to see that news, but he had actually gotten jumped outside of his hotel in Salt Lake City a couple of weeks ago. Gets beat up pretty bad, goes to the hospital. And he's messed up. He got jumped and beat up. Now, again, I don't know what led to I have no idea. Knowing his history, I think it's a fair assumption to say, maybe this wasn't just a
random
random
assault.
encounter, right? So he gets jumped, goes to the hospital. They look at him, they discharge him. He's like, you should not discharge me. And then he leaves the hospital, comes back and starts verbally assaulting all the people that work at the hospital, saying, I needed to be here. You guys kicked me out. He gets arrested. Gets arrested for that. Take him in, does a night in jail or whatever, gets out. 2 weeks later, passes away. Walking pneumonia was the official cause of death for Todd Snyder. But you saw tributes pouring in from people like Jason Isbell, Amanda Shires. I mean, people that knew him, played with him. A true legend of country music. My theory is that he heard us play Breaking Rust on Friday, that AI, the number one country song. My theory is that he heard that and it broke him. It broke him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would never do anything like that. But you know how we do it on this show. Shout out to the great Todd Snyder, 59 years old.
And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
Speaking of country music, you guys, I think Paulie texted us on
Friday
with a clip that I was so impressed by. I was started doing the mud thing. It's, you got to watch this. I was like starting to
showing everybody,
holding up my phone to other people. And I don't know where you found this, Paulie, but
My
I
wife
thought
sent
it
over
was
to me.
pretty genius.
Yeah, Megan sent this over to me. I've seen this account before, though. I think it's called There I Ruined It. And they'll take, I think sometimes they'll use AI and they're like, hey, here's what this Nirvana song would sound like if Taylor Swift was singing it. And you're like, okay, whatever. And then other times they will just take clips of real songs, put them all together. I've seen this one before. We've done it before on the show. Like the science behind country music. How it's the same chords,
same chords,
the same
progressions.
progressions. It's every song that's on the radio in country music. They all kind of say the same thing and sound the same. And there's a reason why. Successful.
Well, there's one common theme in country music over the last 10, 15 years, and that is cold beer.
Yeah, not just beer.
Cold beer.
Cold beer.
So they took all of the different singers that reference cold beer or ice cold beer, and they put them in a song. It's called Ice Cold Beer.
Cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer. With an ice cold beer, with an ice cold beer. I love cold beer, cold beer, with an ice cold beer, with an ice cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, with an ice cold beer, with an ice cold beer, cold beer, with an ice cold beer, with an ice cold beer.
All different artists. Correct.
Ice cold beer, with an ice cold beer, ice cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, ice cold beer.
You know, just every name is different.
Ice cold beer.
Luke Bryan, Dusty Black, Chance
And all from
McKinney,
different songs.
Thomas Rhett, the Road Hammers, Cameron Marlowe, Luke Combs,
Chris Ledoux.
yeah, Toby Keith, Jason Alvarez, Hootie, Cole Swindell, Jake Owens.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible.
That was really creative.
So I played it on my phone, and then my 4-year-old started running around the house singing cold beer, ice cold beer all weekend long.
Cold beer.
Cold beer.
Cold beer.
I could go for ice cold beer right now based on the on hearing that song.
Cold beer, cold beer, cold beer, cold beer.
It's incredible.
They go together so well.
So well.
Like, what do you say if you're one of those artists? You're like, crap.
I mean, it's like you're writing a song. You're like, I need something here. All right, and cold beer. And a nice.
But why would
cold
you go
beer.
away from something that works so well?
It's a good
It's
question.
a formula that is very successful.
Yeah.
The most successful format, really, in music.
In the
now.
last 10 years, easily 15, maybe.
Why do you think it's so successful?
Simplicity.
I think it's part of it. Generally, it's either feel good or feel bad, one way or the other. It's a song about something depressing, or it's a song about a party and fun.
But nowadays, it's like about one of 4 different things, and it's that other video that we've played in the past, where it's like it's
truck,
blue jeans, truck, beer,
down by the river on a Friday night.
Relatable though.
To who? When's the last time you had an ice cold beer down by the river in your truck on a Friday night? Never. You've
True,
never done it.
never.
I've
All
done
four
it.
at once. I've had an ice cold beer.
You've never been in your truck.
I've never been
by
in my
the river.
truck
You've
by
never
the
even
river.
seen a river.
I've seen a river.
Never once have you put your foot inside of a river. Never once.
I have been
Near
to
a river.
I've been near
The
some
LA
rivers.
River doesn't count.
What river have you been to? What river have you swam in?
Ooh, the Truckee River,
Liar.
like 25 years ago when I went and visited Lake Tahoe. We did a little river rafting.
All
And I
right,
fell
that's
out
fair.
of the boat.
All right.
So I was in the Truckee River.
Okay.
I've driven over the Colorado River
Sure.
on our way to spring training and fantasy camp many
Yep,
times.
Many times.
Right over the Colorado River.
Now, all you needed to do is back your truck up, cold beer.
What rivers do they have in Texas?
There's
In
the
rivers?
Rio Grande. There's
Well, yeah, but you didn't live near the Rio
no,
Grande.
but where was the river we used to go? We used to go take our inner tubes and have
tubing
cold beer in one of them.
That's a song right there.
Yeah, right there. And
Cold beer.
cold beer.
You're on a pontoon.
Ice
Not on a
cold
pontoon.
beer.
Not on a
On a
pontoon.
tube. I get in a tube. You get in a tube. One tube has a little floor, and you put your cold beer in it, and it stays cold in the river.
Oh, the
And you
river
just-
keeps it. The river's so cold it keeps
And
the beer
and
ice
you
cold.
drink beer and you tube down the river. Yeah, it's a good time. It's just no originality anymore. It's tough. Todd Snyder might have heard that song and did it all for him. So rest in peace, kid.
All right. Speaking of originality, we've got an original game of Take on Woods
Yeah,
coming up
there you go.
next. A chance to qualify last couple of weeks for our new grand prize, the trip to see Sammy Hagar in Las Vegas. If you'd like to be our first contestant of the week, you can call now 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a cold beer country music category for Take on Woods today. We actually don't, but if you'd like to call, 833-288-0973. Don't forget Craig Elsten coming up at the bottom of the hour on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. More Ben Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah, before we get to that, let me tell you about QC Kinetics. I don't know about you guys, when it starts to rain, or it's about to rain, my joints do get a little sore. You know, they've always said, oh, you can tell the rain by your joints. But if you have joint pain, doesn't matter if it's raining or not. You live with this every single day. I know I did in my wrists, and went into QC Kinetics. I didn't know if it would work. I was very hesitant to do so. Once I sat down with the doctors and realized, all right, this can actually help me. Then I saw it actually work. Then I felt it work. It has been such a game changer for me, lifting weights, playing baseball, into my 50s. It's pretty special. So if you're missing out on doing things that you love to do, drinking beer by the river on a Friday night,
Ice cold beer.
you know what? Listen, QC Kinetics can certainly help you without surgery or drugs or downtime, any of that stuff. The freedom that QC Kinetics helps people rediscover every day. I know several people that have done QC Kinetics, and everyone has loved what's happened so far to them. So check it out for yourself. Great time to book your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics today. 2 locations, one in Torrey Hills, one in Hillcrest. 619-614-PAIN, 619-614-PAIN. Once again, it's 619-614-PAIN, QC Kinetics.
Hey, player, this is all yours. And this pool on this roof, this is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Still a week away from SDFC's playoff matchup against Minnesota United at Snapdragon Stadium. That's next Monday night. Over 2 weeks in between the games. They've had their international break. Get all your players back later this week, and then good to go. 3 wins away from an MLS championship.
Crazy.
It would be pretty spectacular. I mean, to win in the first season, to not have to go through any growing pains.
Yeah.
To not have any, the Padres have been around for 57 seasons and have not won a World Series title. To say, oh, no, yeah, first season, we won one. We've got our championship. We never have to say we never won a championship.
Yeah.
We didn't wait a single year.
It's insane.
I mean, it sets a pretty high bar.
Which is fine.
But
that's what you want.
That's what you're looking
Mikey
for.
Var's like, guys, it's not that hard.
Yeah, guys, so hard about this.
Then you just got to try to keep it all together.
That's right.
Moving forward. But they're 3 wins away from a ring, a title in San Diego.
Nuts.
Would never have thought that they could have so quickly gotten to this level. And they'll have home field advantage in the next 2 rounds if they win. We'll see what happens in the MLS championship game, but that is still 1 week away.
It's single elimination now until the championship.
Just 3 more
best
games.
of 3?
No, it's all single elimination.
All single.
Everything's
1-1-1. 3 games. There's 3 games left potentially.
Yeah.
They win 3
I know
in a
we
row.
talked about it. Remind me, what's the logic of starting with a 3-game series instead of ending with one?
It's to guarantee that every team that makes the playoffs gets a home game and negate revenue for having at least one home game. So like SDFC hosted Portland, then they went to Portland. Sure. If you sweep, then you each get the one. SDFC got the extra one because they went to the game 3. After that, though, it just comes down to 1 game, and winner moves on, loser goes home. So you could play. It's the thing with soccer is, you can play a really good game,
lose 1-0.
Have expected goals of 3.5, and you score 0, and the other team has expected goals of 0.2, but happen to have one roll in, and you lose one zip.
It's gonna be
and
exciting.
that's the end of your season.
It's gonna be really
it can
exciting.
be very, can be very brutal and heartbreaking in soccer at the end.
We were talking before the show. That's going to have to be like a 2 TV setup on Monday night, a week from tonight, with San Diego State and Michigan tipping off at 7:30 in the SDSU
Correct.
game at 7.
7, yeah. So yeah, I'll have to double screen it next Monday night. We'll have time. We'll talk with Craig Elsten this week. We'll even talk about it next week with him. He'll join us in just a few minutes on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. First, though, let's get to today's game. We got a contestant on the line. It is time to play. Take on Woods. Take on Woods, brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got Kurt as our contestant. Is that you, Kurt?
That's me. What's happening, guys?
Welcome. Kurt with a K or Kurt with a C?
With a C.
Kurt with a C. All right, welcome to Take on Woods. You have 5 questions of musical trivia. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our grand prize drawing trip to Las Vegas to see Sammy Hagar at Dolby Live at Park MGM on March 20th. And a 2-night stay at the Park MGM and a $100 gas card. You can get your tickets for Sammy Hagar's residency at Ticketmaster.com. Tough game, though. Woods was hot last week. Oh, man, I think he only got 1 question wrong all week. So we'll see how you do. Here are your category choices. Bye, bye, bye. 5 song titles and artists who have the second word is bye. So blank by blank. We have Around and Around, 5 2-second songs, including the word around. And our new category today is Feline Friends, 5 song titles and artists that include the word cat. So, Kurt, Bye, 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 Around and Around, or Feline Friends. What would you like to play?
Sounds like a 3-way toss-up. Around and around.
Around and around. All right, so as you can guess, today's category features 5 2-second songs, all with the word around in the title. You'll just listen to music in this category. Paulie will play all the songs. You need to give me the song title and the artist to score the point. So you got to get both to score the point, as many as 5. If you don't know an answer, say pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock at the end. Kurt, you got it?
Ready.
All right, listen very closely. Paulie's going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Again, the category is Around and Around. Your time begins when Paul plays our first song. Good luck, Kurt. Let's take on Woods.
I'm getting bugged driving up and down the same old strip.
Shit. Nike pass.
Whoa. Careful. Watch the language.
I feel like I'm worried about going
You're
forward
worried?
now. Yeah, I put him on hold.
All right. Well,
Let's just get a new Let's just get a new contestant.
Sorry,
in.
Kurt.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kurt. You can't swear on the air.
Curse.
Had to dump you off. Sorry, that's just the rules in radio. I don't
All
make
right.
the rules. That's how they work.
So do we want to start with our next
terrestrial radio? Let's see if there's anyone on the line. Hey, Roger, are you there?
I am here.
All right, you ready to play Around and Around?
Well, I was going to pick a different one, but yeah, let's go ahead and go with that.
All right,
We already
let's
got
do
the
it.
first
You
one.
got the first one. 60 seconds on the clock. Roger, keep it clean. Your time begins when Paul plays the music. I think you know the first one. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
I'm getting bugged driving up and down the same old strip.
It's the Beach Boys, and I'll come back to the title.
All right, let's go to song number 2.
Wrapped Around My Finger.
By?
The Police.
Correct. Song number 3.
Run Around by Mr. Hazel.
Incorrect. Song number 4.
Up Around the Band Creedy.
Correct. Song number 5.
I'll Be Around by the Spinners.
Very good. Go back to song number 1.
I Get Around, Beach Boys.
Correct. I think that is a 4 out of 5 for you, Roger, on your very impromptu, no preparation game of Take on Woods. I was very impressed. It was Blues Traveler who did Run Around, though, not Sister Hazel. Otherwise, you got the rest of them. I Get Around. I think you've got a good chance at this one. Get Around by the Beach Boys, Wrapped Around Your Finger by the Police, Up Around the Ben CCR, and I'll Be Around by the Spinners. All right, let's see. We got Roger's score is locked in.
We had Kurt.
Kurt came on.
He got the first question, the first song, and he goes, "Oh, S."
So we had to dump him
All right.
and knock him off the air. So
Okay.
Roger's a replacement contestant.
Roger the GOAT.
Roger the GOAT.
Oh,
but
great.
very tough because he already had the category chosen for him and no
Oh.
time to prepare or
Okay.
think about it. We'll see how you do.
All right.
60 seconds, all 2-second songs. Your time begins with the first song. Good luck, Woods. Let's take on Roger.
It's the Beach Boys. I Get Around.
Correct. Song number 2.
Wrapped Around Your Finger by the Police.
Correct. Song number 3.
Run Around by Blues Traveler.
Correct. Song number 4.
Around the Bend by CCR.
Correct. And song number 5.
I'll Be Around by
Important.
Whenever you need me, I'll be there. It's not Al Green. It's Peaches and Herb.
Oh, good guess. But no, it's the Spinners.
Oh,
Which
the
means we got a
Spinners.
4-4 tie.
Oh, my dad loves the Spinners. I was
And
raised
just
on
like
the
that,
Spinners. I should have
Roger
known that.
steps in for Kurt.
Gets 4?
He gets 4
Okay.
and qualifies. He just missed Blues Traveler. You said Sister Hazel.
Oh, that's a good
But,
guess, too.
Good job by Roger. You know how the drill. Paul will get your information during the break, put you into the drawing for Sammy Hagar in a very weird game of Take on Woods this morning.
Dropped the old S-bomb and got booted.
Very well, frustrated when you hear the first song. And
Yeah.
you don't know where it's going.
I get it.
But
I
I
get
think we had to move on from
All right.
Kurtz.
Good job. Good call.
All right, we got Craig Elsten going to join us when we come back. We'll talk Padres sale news, get his thoughts on the news from last week, and more all coming up next year on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
We got a little more rain in the forecast this week. 7 Mile Casino is a great spot if you're looking for indoor activities in America's finest city. Playing some great cards, California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em poker, Pai Gow poker, or Baccarat. Your 4 options, all good ones at 7 Mile Casino.
Yeah, buddy, they got a smoke-free environment there, a slot machine-free environment. So if you just want to go play some cards, have some delicious food, that is the place for you. 7 Mile Casino. Obviously, the proximity is something that's important because it's just 7 minutes from downtown. Don't have to, set your whole day aside to drive out somewhere, park, big parking garage, walk into a giant maze of casino. Everything is cool. Everything is easy at 7 Mile Casino.
Absolutely no drive, of course. And then, what a great view right on San Diego Bay. The patio is gorgeous. Check it out any time of year, any time of day, 24/7. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown. And the Padres just announced a signing to a free agent contract.
Just saw that.
We'll let
Breaking
you know.
news.
Coming up next, breaking news next year on 97.3 The Fan.
with this. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Free agent signing for your San Diego Padres. Don't get your hopes up too high at the moment. First, this hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday only at Staples. Save on custom cards and custom wrapping paper, great gifts, plus shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely. Don't miss out on the latest laptops, up to 45% off. Staples, that was easy. Craig Elsten about to join us. With Padres did just announce that they have re-signed Kyle Hart to a one-year deal. Remember, they turned down a $5 million option on Kyle Hart.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that they've signed him to a lower figure for the 2026 season. The deal comes with a club option. No terms announced by the San Diego Padres. Kyle Hart got off to a pretty shaky start after coming over. He was, remember, the whatever the equivalent of the Cy Young Award winner in Korea was in 2024. Struggled in some opportunities in the starting rotation. Actually pitched kind of decently down the stretch out of the bullpen, holding opponents to a 150 average in his relief, 14 outings, 9 of them scoreless. Overall, the numbers very, very shaky for Kyle Hart, but maybe they saw something that they felt like they could build on at the end of the season.
Okay.
You good with that?
Can't wait.
Will he be a starter? Probably give him another chance to start since they need starting pitching more than bullpen, but that's the first big signing by the Padres.
I wasn't expecting like Pete Alonso or anything, but
keep in mind the vast majority of offseason signings are more like this as opposed to the big, giant, splashy ones. You do have to put together a roster. We'll get Craig Elsten's reaction from the Padres Hot Tub Podcast right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. A little busy on some of our roads this morning, guys. Got a collision on the coastline, southbound 5 near Encinitas Boulevard. Got the fast lane blocked. Also, a car fire reported on South 5 near Old Town. It's over the right shoulder. Fire crews got that slow lane blocked. Also traveling on southbound 805. Just before H Street, there's an accident involving a couple vehicles. Appears to be mostly in the center divide. Collision on northbound 125 past the 8. Vehicle went up in the bushes over to the right shoulder. And we still have this crash on the Bancroft off-ramp, westbound King Freeway. Vehicle over the side, over the right shoulder. An important reminder about the upcoming holiday, whether it's a big road trip or just braving LA traffic to see the family for Thanksgiving. Make sure your car's ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. No appointment needed. Find your nearest location and grab money-saving coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. That's SoCalOilChange.com. And Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And we got Craig Elsten joining us now on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. I know the Kyle Hart signing, Craig, is not going to move any needles, but there's a certain logic to it. You know, he felt like had a year under his belt now, knows more about pitching at the big league level. He has a chance at least to take another step up in year number 2.
You know, I just feel bad because I didn't have enough time. This was just announced during the break. I was going to hang a banner behind me, but I'll just write mission accomplished on a piece of paper.
All right.
Off-season done.
Mission accomplished. Hang the banner on the aircraft carrier. Get out the flight suit for AJ to pop out of the plane. We got Hart, baby.
Got him.
Heart to heart. We
Got
brought
him.
him home.
Stole
We brought
my
him
heart.
home. He's back. I'd guess $2 million. And
I think maybe even less.
And I think he'll be El Paso's ace, you know, again.
Yeah, I
or
wouldn't
maybe-
be so sure he could be our 5.
Don't say that.
Just could be our 5.
Someone might hear you at Tony Gwynn Drive if you say that. Don't say that.
JP
No,
Sears just bumped to 4. 3.
JP's
maybe.
got competition now when it comes to slop tossing lefties who throw sidearm. He's got, you know, the two of them can do the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other at spring training.
I feel like he maybe I'm insane, but I feel like he did pitch better, like down the stretch, little spurts of Kyle Hart, maybe in some mop up, maybe in some high leverage, a little bit.
A couple times he came in like one day they'd used all their bullpen relievers. And he came in like the 8th or 9th inning.
Just
and shocked us all.
Yeah,
and
shocked us. He got through it. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yep, he got through it.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
Great. That one time.
Yeah, one time.
Yeah,
Well,
that
we'll
one
see.
time he did get through it. Hey, you know, he's an arm that exists, and now we've got him.
Yeah, we
So,
got him.
cool.
He's ours. Nobody else can
You
get
do
him.
need arms
You do need
that
arms.
exist in your system somehow. I mean, you know, bodies occasionally. Remember, like
Hang the banner, boys.
Omar
Hang the
Cruz
banner.
made a start for the Padres this last year. You know, Matt Waldron could always pop his head up again. You need these bodies to occasionally get through a tough period of the season.
No, you
And
do.
you know,
You
if he takes a step forward, you never know. Maybe you have a decent number 5 starter on your hands at the very best.
And if he doesn't, you've just got Kyle Hart, and you know you've got Kyle Hart. So here's where I agree: you can't spend $25 million on every roster spot on your team, and you know you need a 28th man. And if Kyle Hart's anything more than that, either he's pitched really well, or the Padres have done poorly building the roster. And I'll hope for the former and not the latter.
Sure, 100%. 100%. Craig, just off the top of your head, you know, you nailed it last year when we talked to you around the trade deadline a few weeks before, you know, and you said, man, I would really like a Ramon Laureano type. In fact, I would like Ramon Laureano here. We're going to have Ramon Laureano here for at least another year. Going to be starting in left field, presumably, injuries aside, on opening day. Great pickup from AJ Preller. Anybody you've got earmarked right now that you're looking and going, okay, based on the Padres, you know, perceived money to spend and somebody that might be a good fit for what we're looking for. Anybody catch your eye so far?
You know, I'd love to engage in that very directly. And I mean, I heard you guys when I was walking the dog this morning mention Eugenio Suarez, and boy, wouldn't that be a lovely fit for the San Diego Padres. I mean, it really would. You could bring him in to be your first baseman DH and right-handed thump that's going to sit in the middle of the lineup. You know, that would be great. The Padres skewed really left-handed last year, but that can change, right? I mean, Luis Ariz is leaving, and depending on what happens with O'Hearn, you know, if he's gone as well, all of a sudden that balance could swing a lot more to the right, because obviously with Tatis and Manny and X and Fermin, you're already locked into 4 right-handed bats.
Yep.
So, you know, we've thought a lot about adding right-handed power to this team. I think adding any power to this team makes sense. And honestly, one guy that I'd just like to see them tinker around with bringing back is Ryan O'Hearn. I think if you put him at first base and you gave him the position, you'd upgrade it defensively, you'd upgrade it offensively, and you'd probably do it for less money than Ariz wants. We'll see. We'll see how the market plays. But guys, as we know, the Padres are in a really interesting situation right now, because most teams that are up for sale try to crank down the revenues, try to crank down the debts and obligations. But as you guys very accurately spoke about last hour, the Padres are not in the position to do that. If they do that, they're going to literally take away the thing that makes the franchise attractive, which is its local revenue base. So it's a really interesting dance because there's a particular kind of owner who could step in and keep the Padres running as is, and it's a billionaire with money to burn and a desire to beat the Dodgers. You know, like some LA billionaire who is contrarian and hates the Dodgers and is like, I'm sick of it. I want to beat them, and puts their money behind. A private equity firm is not going to be interested in the San Diego Padres. A middling money, you know, the kind of owner that we've feared in the past, they can't possibly step in and operate the San Diego Padres. The thing will have to collapse for 8 years for them to get to the spot they want it to be. So they really need a specific guy, or else they're probably not going to be able to move the team, and they've got to keep the plate spinning on top of the sticks in order to keep this thing going. So it's really, really interesting. Normally, I would say, like, I'm expecting a signing in the middle of March for this team and not before, but they might not be able to afford to do that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to keep the fever pitch high. You just have to. You have to keep the fan base engaged and wanting to be there and looking. Every fan base wants to have that shred of, okay, I'm looking at this team on opening day going, yeah, this team can make the playoffs as it's currently constructed. So I'm going to ride all year long hard for this team. And if you get to the dance, anything can happen. We all know that. But you do have to get people excited about what's to come, not just what's already here. That's great. It's great. There are superstars here. Absolutely. But it's the nature of the fan is great. I want more. You fell short. What are you going to do to make it better?
And you can't just keep pointing at your locker room and say, look, we have Manny Machado. We have Xander Bogaerts.
Right. You can't work.
Because we get it. We celebrated in 2019. We celebrated the extensions, when they came 2023. But you can't just keep pointing to the same guys, because we know that those guys are there now. So yeah, the Padres are
frozen. Craig has frozen on us briefly. Let's see if we can reestablish his feed, get more thoughts, because he was kind of cooking there for a little bit. I want to get Craig's emotional reaction as well to the trade news, because I think we all processed it a little bit differently last week, like how you felt about it the second you heard it versus the trade news, or no, sorry, the sale news last week.
Like, who did we trade?
Sale news last week. You kind of processed it differently, like after a day or so.
Yeah, for sure.
And whether he thinks that this is the right thing to be doing. That's the.
I loved his perspective. I heard it on Padres Hot Tub.
There he is. He's back. Yeah, but Craig, what was your perspective when the sale news came out last week, and kind of as you processed it? And the thing that I've been trying to wrap my head around is, are the Seidlers actually doing the right thing here by selling the team when they've decided to sell it?
Thank you. As Eric Grupner would say, thank you for the opportunity to let me answer this question. There's some advantages, I think, to being on this side of the fence, that we can just talk about these things, very clearly. And to me, the Seidler brothers put their hands up last week and said, we ain't it. We are not it. No matter what we said last year, battling for control person and et cetera. I saw the Grupner quote from last spring training put into my Instagram feed this week of, they are not going to sell this team. They're going to be here for a long, long time. Well, the Seidlers have kept everything running the way it is, with everything maxed out. And after 1 year of doing it, they said, this is not our path.
Yeah,
this is not the kind of team we want to run. We get and the one thing that was very annoying was the letter with, it's just stop talking about Peter Seidler's legacy, unless you want to say the truth, which is we can't own up to it. Let me be honest. My brother had a legacy and we can't fulfill it. So we're going to try and find someone else who can. And if they do that, they will have done the city of San Diego and Padres fans a gigantic service. They truly will have done that. And being honest when you are in over your head is huge. That's self-awareness, and that's something we are losing in modern society. So I will absolutely tip my cap to the Seidler brothers for keeping things going as far as they could and then holding up their hands and saying, you know what? We're not up for it. We don't have the juice. We don't have the willingness to put all the cash in that we need to. Let's find someone else and let's get out of here and let them do it. And if they do that, they will have stewarded this franchise properly.
Yeah, a lot can change in a year as well, by the way. You know what I mean? A lot. You could get that control and go, all right, this is it. I'm all the way in. You do 1 year and go, I'm out. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. This is not right. I got people coming at me from all angles wanting my money. I've got brothers that are not interested in this team, that they want their cut. You know, we've got a little impending lawsuit. The juice ain't worth the squeeze right now, and I don't have the juice anyway to keep this thing running. So again, a lot can change in a year. And honestly, Craig, I kind of believe them when they say that it did. You know?
Yeah, I mean, hey, they see the books, they understand what's going on. I don't think the Padres are doomed or dead. There's a lot, there's some folks who just love to be out there, just saying, well, that's it.
That's it. They'll be watching though.
Absolutely. But the thing is, and we've all said it, this machine has been built that very few people can operate and very few people can fund. Because you have to play at the top of the market to keep things going.
Yeah.
But it's very hard when you don't have a TV deal. And that's just where they are. And it feels to me like they really need to tap into the single largest growing demographic in the United States, which is the class of billionaires, which has quintupled over the last decade from 500 to over 2,500, and find somebody, whether it's your buddy Joe or whether it's somebody else, find somebody who really wants to beat LA. Because that's the game they're playing now. This is really, this is big time monopoly money. This is the billionaires club. And you're just not going to be able to get a very smart family run firm to be able to play top of market in MLB anymore.
Agreed 100%.
Totally wanted to save some time for a little Crossing Streams talk because I've now watched and rewatched every episode of Pluribus.
It's elite, Craig. Even I love it.
We
it's elite.
are all in. Wherever this story is going, have no idea where the next step is, which makes it probably some of the greatest television I've seen in a long time.
Last night on our Padres Hot Tub Patreon podcast, we did a draft of the all-time TV shows. And like, you just have to talk about Vince Gilligan as being one of the great just artists in terms of the television medium that exists in the 21st century. Breaking Bad's one of the greatest shows of all time. I think Better Call Saul was even better. And Pluribus is here, and it's the most unique of the group. The thing I would just say, because you cannot spoil the story of Pluribus, please go watch the opening episode, which is as much of a masterclass of storytelling as you'll ever see. And, Woodsy and I were texting over the weekend about some other shows that we're watching.
Yeah.
One of them, The Beast in Me, pretty good on Netflix. I'm going to tell you the God honest truth. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. In the 3rd episode, there was this moment of plot exposition and convenience.
Yes.
And I was like, Vince Gilligan would never do that.
He would never do that.
I literally
Vince Gilligan would never. David Chase would never do that.
Right.
I know.
Would never. And
It's
I was
just
just like, it's brilliant.
Entertaining. It's an entertaining show. It does get a little wheels off towards the end if you are going to finish it.
Well, no, I'm going to finish it, but Pluribus, I just can't recommend to anyone. And another, I just say really quick, is Death by Lightning. 4 parts on Netflix, talking about the assassination of James Garfield, who's played by Michael Shannon. And Matthew McFadden from Succession plays the man who shot him, his assassin, Charles Guiteau. It's a combination of a great story and a history lesson you don't know. You'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, one of the least known presidential assassinations in American history. Paul's given a few extra seconds to us. We'll talk more SDFC next Monday on game night, obviously, Craig. But I had the thought this weekend, God, this seems like a long break to go between games in the middle of a playoff run. But then I realized a bunch of the other teams are having an even longer break because they didn't play a game 3. Everyone's getting a little stale here in MLS during this international break.
Well, now you know why they're moving from July to May.
Right.
And they're changing the schedule so they won't have interrupted playoffs. Chucky Lozano grabbed his hamstring and was subbed for El Tri over the weekend.
Oh, I didn't see that.
He might be gone for SDFC next Monday. It's, we won't know until Friday or Saturday when they talk to us. But It's
and
a
that
disaster.
might solve some problems for Mikey Voris.
Well, that's true. International.
Were they even going to use him?
Yeah, they were going to bring him in off the bench
Yeah,
in the
that's
60th
true.
minute,
Yeah,
and it would have been great. But so fingers crossed, no one else got hurt. But
Right.
yeah, let's stop having breaks in the middle of our playoff.
All right, Craig, appreciate it. We'll chat with you again next Monday.
Thanks, guys.
Craig Elsten on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Quick top of the hour break. We got our biggest fan announcement, including the added prize that goes along with our winner. Tell you about that if you missed it earlier. All coming up. Reindl Report as well. Last hour of Bennett Woods, then heading to Sammy Levitt on a Monday on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Elsten, always enjoy Craig's contributions on a Monday. Make sure to check out all his online content, Padres Hot Tub, Chromaniacs, Crossing Streams. Before we get to the Reindl Report, it is time for today's biggest fan announcement. If you hear your name called, you'll have 10 minutes to call us back at 833-288-0973 to qualify for the grand prize, which has been upgraded over the weekend. Not only is it 20 tickets for you and your friends to enjoy a night in our Odyssey Suite at Petco Park at a Padres game next season with the fan staff, but it will also be catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. You can register your name at 973thefan, sd.com/biggest-fan, but this morning's first biggest fan is Joey Aquafreda from Lakeside. Joey Aquafreda.
Oh, there he is.
Is that like Joey Ice, I think? Aquafreda, like frozen water. Joey Aquafreda from Lakeside. You
Sounds
have 10
more
minutes
Italian.
That's what I
to
thought.
call us up at 833-288-0973. And I think in Italian, Aquafreda is
I'm the biggest fan.
frozen
How you
water,
doing?
right? Joey Ice, you're on the clock
There he is.
for the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973. We also have to give away some tickets to as well. We'll do that in a few minutes after the biggest fan contest.
Should do it all at the same time.
You want to do it all at the same time?
Yeah, we have multiple
Joey
pairs of
calling?
tickets to give away.
Someone just called in. I don't know if that's Joey or not. We can, Paul, you can check before we get to the Reindl Report if you want to look in, see if it's the biggest fan. We will get to some headlines of the Reindl Report, stuff we haven't gotten to. Give away those Parker McCollum tickets and SDSU basketball tickets as well for tomorrow night's game against Troy at Viejas Arena, last bye game before they start facing the big boys next week in Las Vegas in the Players Era Festival.
It's Joey on the line.
We've been waving at you
Been
for
waving
like
at
30
you for
seconds.
5 minutes.
Sorry.
Hey, Joey, you still there? You there for us?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Hey, congratulations. Thanks for calling in. You heard your name. It only took you like 30 seconds.
Did I translate it correctly from the Italian?
You did.
Joey
You said
Ice.
that pretty well.
Very nice.
Aquafreda?
Aquafreda.
And what does it mean?
Yes.
Cold water.
It's cold water.
Cold water. I love it, dude. I love it. Thank you
Yep.
for being
Thank you.
a loyal tier one. And yeah,
You are
luck.
good to go.
Good luck to you.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, bro.
All right. Good luck to Joey.
All right.
All right, Paul, you ready? Let's get to the Reindl Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Okay, how are you?
on 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
All righty.
All right.
All right.
How we doing, gentlemen?
Good.
All right. Let's get started here. Benny, you actually sent this story over, and I'm still kind of sorting through some of the details. So I want to hand this one over to you. But there was an update in the NBA and the gambling scandal.
It's an offshoot, essentially, of that. And you got out just at the right time.
Yes.
From being a Los Angeles Laker fan.
fandom.
Well, it's not just the Lakers. They're investigating the whole league. The NBA is doing, I think, the right thing. They've hired like an independent
Right.
firm to like investigate their own house, because it's tough to investigate your own house. Sometimes you need someone to come in from the outside and see what you've been missing all this time. So this independent firm is starting to request like cell phones from different teams. They know Shams
Oh,
Charania,
boy.
definitely like a trainer and someone from the front office from
So
the Lakers.
LeBron's shooting coach.
Yes, they are definitely connected with LeBron, and they've surrendered their cell phones.
Lakers assistant trainer Mike Mancias, executive administrator Randy Mims. They are among approximately a dozen Lakers team officials who have been contacted and are cooperating with the investigation. Both coaches or members of the staff voluntarily gave their cell phones up to the investigation. Says they have long relationships with LeBron, but to be clear, he is not named in the indictment. Nothing's been accused of him. And I imagine they're going to do this for every team.
They're looking into the whole league. Yeah, they're looking into everybody and trying to figure out what they've been missing. Because obviously, after the Terry Rozier stuff came out, there's been a lot going right under the noses of NBA players.
What was
And
Rozier doing? He was the head
MLB
coach, right?
players. Yeah.
What was
No,
he
Chauncey
doing?
Billups was
No,
the head
Billups
coach.
was the head
Rozier was
coach.
the assistant coach.
What was Billups doing?
He was just tipping off gamblers
That's right.
about who was going to play and
Injury
who was not going to
updates.
play
Yeah,
before it
that's
was
right.
made public to give them a little extra edge in their bets. And of course, the MLB is doing the same thing after, pitch manipulation scandals and charges were out for Clase and Ortiz last week.
Was it Major League Baseball or the NBA that came out last week and talked about, hey, we're still going to do prop bets, but we're going to put a cap on them?
Major League Baseball has capped prop bets at
$200.
$200, and they can't be put into parlays. Well, DraftKings and their partners have agreed to do that.
Right.
They can't control the other sites
The
that
other
aren't
ones.
partners with
Got it.
Major League Baseball, but the ones that you're partners with, you can at least ask them to do that. It's that
crazy.
catch-22 because they're getting hammered for partnering with these,
right?
But it's the ones that they're not partnering with that they're the real concerns because they have no control over them whatsoever.
Yeah.
As a partner, you have at least some control going, hey, we can't be doing these single pitch bets. We can't be putting them in props. We can't be
Single
putting in
pitch bet is crazy.
parlays, which is great. It's nice that they can ask, DraftKings to say, let's not do this anymore. It's bad for all of us. But there are plenty of other sites out there. There's offshore sites that the U.S. government can't even control.
Right.
You could do whatever. You could ban gambling in the United States completely again. And there would still be offshore sites that you could still make real money that could influence Major League Baseball games.
And there's no regulations
behind
there.
the scenes. And there'd be no regulation and really very little way to stop it or catch it.
But again, if they keep, if major league athletes and professional athletes continue to manipulate prop bets, why would you want to have prop bets available on your off? Because you're getting worked. You're getting worked by all-star closers. You're getting worked by professional coaches. I mean, holy smoke, you're getting worked by players. It behooves them to bang them from their sites as well, because they're like, I can't risk that. People aren't in the know. They'll bleed us dry. Right?
Fresh Jimmy J says, after everything that's happened, I wouldn't be surprised if a Padres player was popped for gambling. Happened last season already.
Last season.
Peter
Marcano banned for life.
Yeah. Already happened. Now, was he really a Padre? Not really, but he was. They always say, Padres player, because they had signed him before he got popped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get the arguments. I certainly do. But I don't know how you stop it. The genie is out of the bottle.
I mean, the 1919 World Series, 1980, whatever it was, over 100 years ago, gambling was still taking over the game.
Yeah.
And a huge problem.
It's crazy, though, when you think about it back then, Paulie, because Charles Comiskey paid those guys nothing. And
now you think
that
the fact that
because
you pay
of the
them
money
so much would dissuade players from taking the risk.
You got we all watched 8 Men Out, and you can go read about it too. There's a great book about it as well. Hey, Eddie Seacott, if you make 30 starts, you get an extra $50,000. They shelved him after his 29th
We want
start.
to keep your arm fresh.
They
for the World
shelved him
Series.
with 3 weeks to go or something. And so he's like, screw you, dude.
It wasn't 50,000. It was probably like 500.
Yeah, $500,
too.
whatever it was. He's like, screw you. Like, you're standing in the way of me making money. I'm out there busting my ass. Fine. I totally understood it when they did it. I really did. I watched that movie. I go, playing for a guy like that, I totally get it. These guys are well paid. They're well taken care of. They have the life of Riley. To win $7,000 on a spiked slider makes no sense to me when you're $20 million in the next 5 years future earnings. It makes no sense.
All right, we'll keep you updated on that story as it continues. I don't expect that story to go away.
No, it's going to be the rest of our
quite
lives,
some
probably.
time.
Yeah, quite possibly a story
Till
that
the day we
never-
retire,
never
yeah.
goes away.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, let's switch gears to football. We are just a few days, a week and change away from Thanksgiving. You will have 3 big football games on your schedule. It starts with the first game in Detroit, 10 a.m. kickoff here on the West Coast. You will have the Cowboys hosting the Chiefs, the annual Thanksgiving Dallas football game. That starts at 1:30 on CBS here on the West Coast. And then the Ravens will host the Bengals in Baltimore. That is 5:20 p.m. here on the West Coast. Next Thursday night, that one's on NBC. So you'll have Fox, CBS, and NBC. Yesterday, we got word.
When's the earliest game?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Got it.
Yep, 10 a.m. on Fox.
Watch that one
is
at home.
Lions, Packers.
Yeah, those look like 3 can't miss games at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Green Bay, Detroit's still pretty good.
Yep.
Kansas City, Dallas.
City.
I mean, it's a 500 Kansas City team against a below 500 Dallas team. And then Cincinnati has been terrible since Joe Burrow went down against a very mediocre Baltimore team. That looked like a premier AFC matchup at the beginning of the season.
You expect Baltimore to roll now. But we also got information on the halftime show performances for all 3 games. Usually a big deal. It's becoming bigger and bigger now throughout the last couple of years. So the first game, the Detroit Green Bay game, that is in Detroit. And the Lions, actually, I was reading, they gave Eminem the role of like executive director for their halftime show. And so rather than for selecting himself to perform, he actually chose Jack White. He loves Jack White.
Huge. Who doesn't?
He said he's just the epitome of rock star.
The epitome of Detroit.
7 Nation Army is heard throughout every football stadium in America now. So Jack White going to perform at halftime there.
Finally. Jelly Roll also was unavailable. He is doing a car wash opening
he was available.
in England. And so he went with Jack White instead. It was going to be Jelly Roll. It is now
Will Eminem
Jack
still
White.
make an appearance, though? Like a little
Maybe.
not
not
surprise
sure.
collab with Jack White?
Yeah, no details like that. The next game, the Cowboys hosting the Chiefs in Dallas. That's your 1:30 game. Post Malone will be your halftime show.
Makes sense.
Does make sense.
Yep.
And then Lil Jon has the halftime show
Nice.
for Baltimore and Cincinnati at night.
It'll be great. That's 3 good performers there. I like that. Well done, NFL.
Yeah. Was it last year or 2 years ago? The Cowboys had Dolly Parton
Yeah.
come out.
Oh, that's right.
Last year, I think it was Beyonce did one of them, or maybe she did Christmas Day, I
I
think.
love some Thanksgiving football. I really do.
And then there's also the Black Friday game now that they've done the last couple of years. That is
Chicago, Philly.
That
Good
is
game now.
noon on Friday,
Okay.
next Friday,
Very
on
big game.
Prime Video.
Bigger
Okay.
than any of the
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day
Yeah.
games, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that game, if you don't have Prime membership, that is available globally. No subscription needed for the Black Friday game.
I like that.
All right. And then finally, I was perusing the old prep service this morning, and I saw this story, and I was wondering, Woodsy, I'm going to need your help on this one.
Okay.
You got the young kids. So some classic toys from our childhood. Do they still hold up today?
Sure.
Now we would all say, "Oh yeah, I can see that."
Yep.
But if you got them as gifts for your children, how would these play out? Classics. Everyone knows these toys. Start with an Etch-a-Sketch.
We have one.
You have one.
Taylor uses it almost every day.
Loves his
Yeah,
Etch-a-Sketch.
loves it.
Really?
He loves to draw and paint, and
But you can't really draw with an Etch-a-Sketch.
you should see him
Good
draw
people
on that
can.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
If you're
really
good at it, you can.
He loves Minecraft, the movie.
Oh.
So they all have square
Very
heads.
boxy, yeah,
So
it's
he
very easy to
he
do
does.
boxy.
Dad, look
Okay.
at my Minecraft guy. I'm like, God bless, dude. He's talented.
How do you? I never really figured out because you had to plan it because you
Yeah, you
didn't
gotta
want
plan it.
You didn't want to have to go over the same thing
Right.
twice or it would look weird, but you always had to be continuous.
So it's still it holds up.
I was never good with an
Oh,
Etch-a-Sketch.
me neither.
Terrible
I,
with an
I draw like
Etch-a-Sketch.
one
Show my
square and
name.
then I
Shake it again, start over. And then you have to make sure it was in the right spot where you wanted to start it.
I wasn't-
It
I was
and
not
I'm just
good.
I cannot draw.
I
at
can't
all.
draw
I'm trying
a
to
lick.
spell out like P-A-U-L. There's lines.
Do you ever try to
everywhere.
do a diagonal line where you're slowly moving both
Yeah.
knobs at the same time to try to
course.
make it circular or diagonal or anything?
Very difficult.
So hard to do.
Well,
So
right.
hard to do.
Next toy up, a yo-yo.
yeah, we had a yo-yo last year. They
There's
loved
no
it.
chance that a yo-yo would entertain today's children for more than 5
Yeah, we
minutes.
had one for a while. I showed him a couple tricks. Like I can make it sleep.
Walk the
I can
dog.
walk the dog. The
You
cradle.
sleep where it just spins
Yeah.
on the end of your finger for a while.
So cool.
And then
They-
you pull it back up.
They enjoyed it for a Saturday, and then they started fighting over it. So I think I threw it away. So they did like it. It did hold up.
You don't just start swinging around and bashing.
say,
each
no,
other
yo-yo,
with
that
it.
can hurt.
that
No, I
can-
just
that's
throw
a-
it away.
That's a weapon.
And that's my bit. I just throw it away.
All right. The next toy on
Yo-yo's
this,
clutch though.
Silly Putty.
Still use silly putty.
Yeah, I can see silly putty.
Yep.
I think that's always going to be fun.
Always.
The Magic 8-Ball.
We do not have a magic 8-ball, to my knowledge.
Never totally understood it.
It's fun for 5 minutes.
Not
If
even.
that.
Not even.
30
Hey,
seconds.
is so and so? Does she like me? You shake it
Check
up.
again
Signs
later.
unclear.
Stupid.
Outlook not good.
Yeah, outlook not good.
It's dumb.
More.
The Slinky.
Yep, slinkies are still huge.
How they
Huge.
get all tangled in like 10 minutes. I mean, one wrong turn.
Set 'em
with
up at the
sling.
top of
Well,
the stairs,
the problem is
and it's
if you
dead.
stretch it.
Yeah, you
If you
stretch
stretch
it.
a little too much,
Or it gets all wrapped in it of
Then you're
itself.
screwed.
It's done.
yeah, but they still love
Try
them.
to fix that.
They still love them.
And then the last one on here, I think this one's got to be out of date now, but the sock monkey, like the sock toy.
The sock puppet.
No.
That would, you would, maybe we should give them sock monkey, sock puppets.
Sock puppets.
The look on their face. Like, what
Labubu
the
is
hell
the
is
big
this?
one. They like Labubus. Taylor just got a new Labubu yesterday.
So I don't know much about those. The rush, I believe, is that you don't know which one you're getting.
Yeah, and you get a rare one every night. Bo got a rare one once. So
It comes in a box, and it's like breaking open a pack of cards
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
You're like, I have no idea which one I'm getting.
Yep.
But it could be big money.
See, but what we're doing, since we just talked about the gambling scandal, is we're indoctrinating our
Yes.
children into
gambling. Yeah,
essentially.
Give me $5 for this, and you don't know what you're going to get.
And I might get something really valuable
I
and
might not.
exciting, or I might get a nothing.
But it makes me want to go back and get more.
It's buying
Dang.
a lottery ticket.
It's
essentially.
exactly right, dude.
It's gambling.
Yeah.
It's straight up gambling.
When I was their age, it was Pokemon cards. You didn't know which cards were coming in that pack, but you were going to pay for it.
Yep. Yeah, the one game that I think would hold up that I am going to look for and try to give to at least, I think, Bo, is that electronic football that we all had with the dashes, up, down. You go, scroll by, you hold it in the car. Your dad would scream at you to turn the sound off because he's driving and he's got to listen to the Four Tops. And you're back there. Like, that's pretty sick.
Did you have the vibrating football with the
Oh, it's the dumbest thing ever.
It's so dumb.
Electronic
football.
It's terrible.
When you line them
The
all
foam
up,
football.
and then you turn it, and they would just shake
Shake.
until they just move around.
It's the
But
dumbest
half
thing
the
ever.
time, your players started going backwards.
It's so stupid.
You could make them go.
We had this
forwards.
argument on the air, and some guy called. He's like, "You don't understand. There's an art form to it." I was like, "Keep it," because every year I plug it in. You put your guys in. In the commercial, they had them throw in,
Oh yeah,
kick in, all kinds of stuff.
How would they catch it?
So
There's no way to
stupid.
catch it.
So
They're
dumb.
little plastic figurines. They can't catch a football.
Yeah, but the that remember that little handheld?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
They had soccer, they had football. It was elite. It was elite for the car ride.
But so simplistic for
So
nowadays
simplistic.
children.
I know. True. I mean, you can get an iPad and get a realistic football game on there, but there was something about that handheld that was just the best.
I loved the smaller, the Nerf footballs that you could just throw
Yeah.
like 75 yards.
Yeah, they look, man, it hasn't changed much. Like, Bo spent his Saturday at a buddy's house playing Uno with his friends. Like, it's still the same
Do
stuff.
kids
that
still
we
have
did.
water fights? That was a big thing with all of our friends. Water
No,
balloons,
'cause
water guns.
My wife doesn't like when we use a lot of water. In fact, she walks around the house monitoring everyone's water usage. She does laundry at like 3 a.m. because the water bill's so high that, you see 15 kids out in your yard filling up water balloons, spraying the hose. Not like it used to be, So
I doubt that's the biggest waster of water.
No.
I mean, how many people forgot to turn their sprinklers off last night?
Of course.
Because you
Actually,
always
I think
forget to turn
AI
your-
is the largest waster of water.
Probably true.
That's what I understand.
All right, Paulie, thank you very much. Don't forget, this holiday season, too many San Diegans will go hungry. Join 97.3 The Fan and support the San Diego Food Bank. Donate food directly online through our Odyssey San Diego Food Fund, where every donation helps feed local families. Go to 97.3thefan.sd.com/food fund and give today. We're also going to give out some tickets if you'd like to call and win. We've got Parker McCollum tickets right now, 833-288-0973. Parker McCollum coming to Viejas Arena in June, on June 18th. You can get details at Ticketmaster.com, but let's go quick. Third caller, 833-288-0973. Going to win Parker McCollum tickets to Viejas Arena. In a little while, we'll be giving away some SDSU basketball tickets for tomorrow night as well. All coming up after traffic here with Bennett Woods on 97.3 The Fan. While Paulie answers the phone, I will tell you about SDFatLoss.com. A huge holiday sale underway right now. If you'd like to follow my lead, I went through the program, lost 40 pounds in 60 days. You can do it now at their lowest prices of the entire year through December 31st. Get over $400 off and learn the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in 60 days with no exercise, no injections or surgery, just resetting your metabolism and helping keep the weight off for good. I lost the weight eating foods I liked, no bars or shakes, just a lot of chicken and steak and vegetables at the right times in the right portions, and I lost the weight fast. You can do so as well, but hurry. There's only limited spots available for the holiday sale at over $400 off. Lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days. New you by the time January rolls around in just a couple of months. Go today, set up your free consultation at sdfatloss.com. That's sdfatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Sammy Levitt's in the building. In case you didn't know, Sammy's going to be filling in for Braden from 10 to 2 today. Get some good Padres talk coming up here on 97.3 The Fan, including tomorrow's deadline. I looked it up. 3 p.m. tomorrow. The Padres have to set their 40-man roster, and anyone who is not on the 40-man roster, who's been in the minor leagues long enough, will be eligible to be stolen in the Rule 5 draft. Padres have 7 prospects who are Rule 5 eligible in their top 30.
Do you know who they are?
MLB.com. I do. Right-hander Miguel Mendez, number 5 prospect in the Padres system. I would think he's almost certainly going to be protected.
Yes, sir.
Left-hander Jagger Haynes, who is the number 10 prospect. Right-hander Garrett Hawkins. He is the number 19 prospect. Right-hander Francis Pena. Catcher Romeo Sanabria, number 21 prospect. Right-hander Isaiah Lowe, number 27. And right-hander Victor Lizarraga, the number 28 prospect. Now, I did some quick research. It looks like the Padres currently only have 33 players on their 40-man roster after having several guys opt out for free agency or become free agents last week. You put your injured guys, your 60-man guys like Joe Musgrove, back on the 40-man to start the new offseason. They're left with currently 33 players. So there's room to protect all 7 of them right now if you wanted, but sometimes you like to keep, obviously, some open space because if you're going to sign new guys or want to steal anyone in the Rule 5 draft at next month's winter meetings,
that's where AJ can really cook, buddy.
Open spots, so they may not protect all of them. Not everyone's going to get stolen either. You might have a prospect and you go, we can probably keep him without protecting him on the 40-man roster. So those are the decisions that AJ and company will have to make by 3 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow in protecting potential minor leaguers from the Rule 5 draft.
And just announced the official 2026 Hall of Fame ballot is out. 12 new candidates: Bobby Abreu, Carlos Beltran, Ryan Braun, Mark Burley, Shin-Soo Choo, Edwin Encarnacion, Gio Gonzalez, Alex Gordon, Cole Hamels, Felix Hernandez. It's more than 12, it feels like. 12 new candidates, perhaps.
And then the returners.
Yeah, because Markakis was there last year. Andy Pettit was. Pedroia.
I didn't hear anyone that screamed to me deadlock cinch first ballot.
So
there.
again, if it's Bob Nightingale's tweet, so I don't know that he put it in any semblance of order as he probably should. But I guess the 12 new candidates are Bobby Abreu, Carlos Beltran, Ryan Braun, Mark Burley, Shin-Soo Choo. I don't see any ones that are screaming.
Bobby Abreu.
Felix to me, King Felix.
Yes. Okay. I like Felix.
Matt Kemp on the list.
Matt Kemp is also on the list.
You know, it's the
Andrew Jones is a Hall of Famer to me, I think.
Yeah, he's been bypassed for a few years though. Yeah. I think it's the contemporary era ballot though that was announced a couple of weeks ago that screams. That's the one where the guys who have been off the ballot for years: Carlos Delgado, Gary Sheffield, Jeff Kent, Fernando Valenzuela, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy.
Yes.
Honestly, there's a good case to be made for all 8.
Of them. Yep.
The only one, I mean, if you take away steroids, Clemens and Bonds, obviously their numbers are by far Hall of Famers.
Yep.
The other ones are a little more questionable. I think Sheffield, I've always thought Gary Sheffield should be a Hall of Famer.
Me too.
I think Dale Murphy should be a Hall of Famer.
Me too, as did I.
Don Mattingly had some, a little more up and downs, but I mean, Don Mattingly, significant player in baseball history. You can call me a Dodger lover, but Fernando's contributions, he did pitch for the Padres as well. I think very significant for baseball and belongs in the Hall of Fame. Carlos Delgado.
We're just putting everyone in.
I mean, I can make an argument for all 8. I never loved Jeff Kent is such a
butt.
Yeah, good word for it.
He was a butt.
He was a butt.
He was
and he played with the biggest butt of all time in Barry Bonds.
Yeah, it made him less of a butt, but
not
still a
really.
huge butt.
Still a huge butt.
Yeah.
Put up some pretty big numbers.
How fun was that locker room? Those guys together every day. You're like, this sucks.
I had to cover
dude.
that team.
This sucks.
It's just awful.
Nightmare.
Awful. I was deathly afraid of even going into that clubhouse.
I don't know how you did it.
I did it a couple of times. It was not fun.
I don't know how you did it.
It was during the Barry Bonds hitting 70 home runs era, so you always had to go get sound, go into with the cameras.
There's young Ben Higgins in there.
Barry would have his own like Barca lounger and like his 3 locker complex and just would give you the iciest, coldest looks.
Did you ever ask him a direct question?
You did? I think so. At some point, I don't know what it was, but you just had to get him to try to speak. So you had some sort of sound. He just looked at you with the most disdain in his eyes, like you were lower than the scum of the earth for trying to get him to speak for 5 seconds before a game.
What if he liked you? That would have been fun. Like if you were the one guy that he was like, I like that Higgins guy.
And despite all that, I still believe he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
There's no question. There's no question. He's the greatest to ever do it. He's the greatest to ever swing a bat. There's nobody close. Come
He
on.
literally could have gone up to the plate with an IV drip of steroids in his arm.
Yeah, I'm still
like
putting him
wheel
in.
it around
Yeah.
with him. He still was the best player of his era.
The best
no matter
player
what.
I've ever seen. It's not close. I know Shohei pitches and all that, but give me Barry Bonds every single day. Every single day.
I mean, for the younger generation who didn't get a chance to see him in person,
Staggering.
It was
It's staggering.
unbelievable.
Here's one pitch a week gone. Like,
Was
here's
unbelievable.
14 intentional walks. Let me see if I can get a fastball by him. Gone. I mean, it's just
All right, it's an 8-run game. Let's pitch to him. Gone.
he just didn't miss, man. He didn't miss. I've never seen anybody like I saw Shohei at the beginning of the playoffs really struggling. You go into a slump. And I don't think Barry had the world's greatest World Series. If memory serves, when they went up against the Angels ended up winning. But my God, man, he didn't get a ton of opportunities in the postseason. I've never seen anything like him. Ever.
And he did it more against the Padres than anyone else, as Yokel says.
he had
87 home runs against the Padres.
151 ABs
in the postseason
for Barry
What
Bonds.
was his total?
He was a 245 hitter, 503 slug. He did hit 9 home runs in the playoffs.
Okay. Just didn't have a ton. How many postseason ABs does Shohei have right now?
Let me tell you that. I'm glad you asked.
You're not glad he asked. You're not at all glad he asked, Paulie. I can tell you right
Shohei
now.
Ohtani has playoff at bats 129.
Yeah,
So
he's already got him.
Getting close.
What did
Close.
Barry
It's
have?
like 151.
Oh,
I think.
151
Yeah.
to 129. Yeah.
Joey has more homers already.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
Shohei has going back and forth here.
all right.
Postseason batting, he's got 11 home runs.
11.
Already beat him.
Crazy, man. Crazy. Still the best.
Similar slash lines.
All right, before we take our
Got to put him in. He's got to be in.
I think so too.
I was
Before
looking
we,
at the newcomers. I mean, Alex Rodriguez, he
Gotta
should be
be
on
in,
there.
yes.
Manny Ramirez should be in the Hall of Fame.
I don't buy the argument from people who say, well, they never proved it. You know, they proved it. He was doing steroids.
Put him
But
in
I
anyway.
still think he belongs in.
Of course.
But don't try to convince me, oh no, he didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
He's being blackballed by baseball. Put him in anyway, but please acknowledge
Just
what's very obvious that
Like,
he
if you
was
want to say
doing
Jose
steroids.
Canseco wasn't that good of a player outside of the steroids, fine. But
Yeah.
Barry Bonds, 100% would have been a Hall of Famer even
I
without
know.
the
That's
steroids.
the Clemens, the guys like that, where, just it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Especially when everybody was doing it.
Right.
Recognize it, and when you go visit the Barry Bonds exhibit, of course,
Of course,
the end of his career was tainted by the revelation.
I like that you said
cream and the
tainted.
clear.
Finally. I
There
got
you
you
go.
to say taint
You're
on
welcome.
the air. Finally.
Before we take our final timeout, I want to send someone to the Aztecs game tomorrow night at Viejas Arena. They look to go 3-0 as they host Troy tomorrow night at 7 p.m. You can win some tickets. Be the fourth caller at 833-288-0973. Fourth caller, 833-288-0973. You can grab your own tickets at goaztecs.com for San Diego State against Troy tomorrow night at Viejas Arena. We'll come back, wrap things up. Final segment of Ben Woods before Sammy Levitt comes in studio next on 97.3 The Fan. First, Woods and I tell you about Trust and Will. It's your online resource for estate documents. I know it sounds like something you don't want to deal with, which, well, we didn't want to deal with it either. That's why we put it off until we were nearly 50 years old. But honestly, it wasn't bad at all. Woods and I went through the process, just took less than an hour online answering some simple questions. And at the end, you have real estate documents, a will or a trust to help your family out and avoid a big old hassle after you're gone.
Yeah, man. Go to trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 when you check out. You'll get 20% off of your trust or will. Highly recommend getting that trust too. Keeps your family out of the lengthy nightmare that probate court can be. It's already difficult enough. Don't put your family through that. So trustandwill.com, code radio20 when you check out.
Absolutely. You don't want to put your family through probate court. It is
literally just said that.
nasty.
Yes.
Nasty.
Just said the same.
I know.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Also, you don't want your family to go through probate.
You don't.
court.
It's
It
worth
can be
repeating once or
nasty.
twice.
It's nasty.
You should mention it sometimes
It is
too.
Whatever
nasty.
you do, you do not want your family to go through probate.
Trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 at checkout. I know you didn't mention that.
I did mention
Oh,
that.
yes, you
I
did.
did.
At trustandwill.com.
Also, stay out of probate court.
And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
This hour 97 through the fan brought to you by U.S. Wellness Meats. This holiday serves something truly special. 100% grass-fed beef, lamb, and bison, plus pasture-raised pork and poultry from U.S. Wellness Meats. Sustainably raised, shipped to your door. Get 20% off your first order at uswellnessmeats.com.
Love meat.
Meat's good.
Show
over
up
the
on
holidays.
Thanksgiving with some pork or some
bison.
P is in pork.
I brought the bison. You can do a lot worse than bison.
They have ground bison at Costco.
Have you ever tried it?
I have not.
I don't think I've ever had
I
bison.
don't think I have either. I hear it's great, good for you, lean.
Supposed to be a little healthier,
little healthier.
perhaps.
I made last night for dinner. Oh my god!
What'd you make?
I made meatloaf, and it was so ungodly good.
Was it?
Do you want to hear what I did?
I want to have Woods' meatloaf. Bring me some leftovers.
There's no chance.
No
I'm eating
leftovers?
all of them. So I made my, the standard. You get the ground beef, right? And I added the breadcrumbs, 2 eggs to bind everything together.
Right.
Worcestershire.
That's good enough.
Worcester. How do you say it?
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
How do you say it?
I literally, I don't know.
What do you say?
Worcestershire.
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 Worcestershire. Couple dashes of Worcestershire. Little ketchup in the mix,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
I added A1
That's just like more Worcestershire kind of.
with a little tangier
Little zip, yeah.
zip.
Worcestershire.
We'll put a little A1 in it.
Sure.
No garlic, salt, browned onions, sauteed onions. Put it all in, mixed it up. It was fantastic. Like fantastic. Oh, milk. Never added milk before. So I read add a little milk. So I
Sometimes
added a
in
little
the
milk.
breadcrumbs, you can put the milk in and then add some moisture to the mix.
It would have knocked you on. It knocked me on my ass. It was that good. I couldn't believe it.
Accoutrement? What did you serve it with?
Green beans, sauteed green beans, and sauteed carrots. Yeah, rainbow carrots.
No mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes.
I could have
with my
made them.
meatloaf.
My kids don't like them, which is insane.
Who doesn't like
Worcestershire.
mashed
My children.
potatoes?
How-
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. So my kids don't like them.
No mashed potatoes.
No.
That's such an easy kid food.
Ben, they're morons. What do you want me to tell you? They're literal idiots. I don't like potatoes. What do you think you're eating with your burger? Oh, those are French fries. They come from a potato. I don't like them. Oh, you want a
Mashed
bite?
potatoes are better than French fries.
You want a bite of Dad's hash browns? Guess what these are made out of? Potatoes. Oh, I don't like potatoes. But you want a bite of my hash browns?
Apparently, they're just like fried things.
They're morons.
Yeah.
Okay. So they had no interest in mashed. I would have loved to make them. I love them. But we did. I sauteed the carrots, the green beans, and then cut up some fresh strawberries for them. They ate almost none of the meal. Almost none of it. Taylor ate his strawberries. Was mad about everything. Bo picked around the onions in the meatloaf, so that was fun. And
every day my meatloaf sucks.
Every day my meatloaf sucks. There's somebody in the chat says their kids don't like mashed potatoes. It's like the best. It's like the best food you can eat.
I have to limit myself to holidays.
It's like,
Or I don't
Or
like
if
mashed
you made them,
potatoes
I'll eat them every day,
all the time.
I'd eat them every
I would
day.
eat way too many mashed
It's
potatoes.
like a
if I
kid
let
saying they don't
myself.
like pasta, but they'll eat mac and cheese.
Oh.
Oh, this is mac and cheese.
Oh, Paulie,
It's noodles
both
and
my
cheese.
kids I don't like spaghetti, but they don't like the spaghetti noodles. They like the rigatoni noodles. I'm like, I'm gonna kill both of you. I don't know what. To
I
tell
mean,
you.
having an appreciation for certain pasta shapes over another is sometimes the sign of
Yeah,
a
but you still eat it.
fine palate. It's the right shape for the right sauce, but you should never totally dismiss it. It's all made out of the same stuff.
Yes.
Pasta. It's just a shape.
I can't tell you how good this meatloaf was. I can't. I wish I could impart to you. I wish I could brought you one bite because that's all I'm willing. Because as soon as I leave here
A
after
meatloaf sandwich?
no, I'm not putting a meatloaf sandwich. I'm just gonna eat meatloaf.
No sandwich.
No, I don't want any extra bread on my meatloaf.
All right.
I don't need it. It's empty calories for me.
It's true.
I'm gonna go work out, and then you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go home and eat my trough of meatloaf. Oh my god. Oh, oh. Oh my god, man. That was me last night. I always do this thing too when I cook. Oh my god.
Does Hannah like the meatloaf?
She okay, so here's the thing. I
Oh.
never really know.
Or are you just making meatloaf for yourself? at
No,
this
she
point?
likes
Oh
meatloaf.
my
god, man. She like I do this stupid thing. That's the worst. When I go, hey, how do you like it? It's good. I think it's my
Oh,
best.
yeah, yeah.
It's the worst.
Fishing for compliments.
Fishing for compliments. I get so few that I have to fish. And then Hannah gives me the and is eating, and she ate all of her, but I don't know if she really likes it. I want this. Oh my God, babe, that is fantastic. Thank you. I thought it was some of my best. Don't make me ask for it. My house is not quick to give out praise, man. You really got to earn it.
But
there.
then sometimes they over the top with praise. And
Give
then
me,
you feel like
oh
it's
no,
not
I want
fair.
effusive praise.
You should be
effusive.
You should have a stand at the Del Mar Fair
Yes.
to sell meatloaf.
Yes,
this is
thank
so
you. Thank you.
unbelievably good.
Thank
People
you.
would line up
Yes,
for hours
thank
to eat your meatloaf. Woods.
That's what I want. Is that too much to ask for?
Would you believe it though? Is it that good?
It was that good. I would have believed it.
He would have believed it.
But
yeah.
I had to go, we have the dumbwaiter in the middle. Is it called dumbwaiter?
No.
The thing,
Lazy
it's
Susan.
Lazy Susan. We have the Lazy Susan in the middle. It's got a big giant bowl of crayons.
Not
so
to be confused with Crazy Mary.
So I can't
Happy
see
birthday, Crazy Mary.
I can't see my wife's face. So I had to lean over. Hey, do you like the meatloaf? Is it pretty good? I think it's some of my best. Uh-huh. And she eats it. But I don't know if she really liked it.
The dumbwaiter is the little mini elevator that
elevator.
the butler would put the food in, and then
Your butler used to do that. I remember
up
that
to
time.
the second floor for the maid to then take out and then bring.
Paul, you remember
bring
that
to
time?
the master of the house.
Remember that time he told us when he was young how rough that week was when the dumbwaiter
Mhm.
broke and his butler was trying to get it fixed the whole
He
time.
didn't know
and
what
his-
to do.
And his maid was a wreck because the butler was all pissed off.
You don't want to
and-
have to walk upstairs with the silver tray and the cloche.
Ben almost
You
had to
might
wait for
drop
the
it.
nanny to bring him a
You
snack.
might drop it, so that's why you have a dumbwaiter to make sure that it safely makes it up a
Mom,
flight
the
of
dumbwaiter's
stairs.
broken again. It sucks.
You have a Lazy Susan still.
Yeah.
We had one when I was a kid, but
great.
I haven't had one for years.
It's great. I put the ketchup on the thing and I spun it around to my wife.
Spin it around.
I loved it. It's so good.
Such a 80s kitchen table thing
So
that
good.
everyone had a Lazy Susan.
It's
I don't
so
see him.
good.
I don't see
Oh,
him
we have
around
a
as
few
much
of them
anymore.
in our house.
I
yeah.
love it. I love a Lazy Susan. And what a shot to people named Susan.
It really is. How do they name that the first time? Like, well, we don't have to pass it around, so let's call it Lazy something. Who's the laziest person? we
Susan,
know?
for sure. There's no question it's Susan. There's really no other option. Not going to be lazy Victoria.
Everyone's sitting around a table for this meeting. They're like, well, Susan's not here.
Lazy
Well,
Kate.
Lazy Susan couldn't show up. So
Lazy Katie. Nope. Lazy Megan, lazy Hannah. No. We're going to go Lazy Susan. Laziest person you know is named Susan.
Poor Susan. What
I
did she
know.
ever do to deserve
In
the
these,
entire forever that anything that spins
Well-
around in the middle of the table is named after her?
it's like in these PC times, we should name it.
Yokel says it's like a negative Nancy.
Negative
At
Nancy.
least that's alliteration. Go with the same
Yeah.
N and N. Lazy Susan isn't. I mean,
Like
Lazy
Lazy
Laura
Lauren.
would make
Yeah.
sense, but I don't know.
What's a more PC? What's a more PC term to call it? Lazy Susan.
A rotating tray.
No, you can still do some of these names.
Oh,
because it's not really lazy. You're still,
it's a convenient Susan.
active Susan. You don't want convenient Susan either. She's been around
A spinning,
and around.
a spinning
Susan. There
a
you go.
spinning Susan.
Answer's right there in front of us the whole time.
I was trying to look up synonyms for lazy.
Lazy.
Spinning Susan.
Spinning Susan.
All right, let's check traffic. We'll wrap things up here next on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Wrapping up our morning drive with a few problems here, guys. One of them is this collision on southbound 805 right before H Street. Couple vehicles involved. Looks like everything is in the center divide, and it is in the clearing stage. Southbound 15 at the East 52 connector ramp. Stalled big rig. Can't miss it. Looks like a large tow truck is rolling up to assist with that. South 5 Coastline at Encinitas Boulevard, accident being cleared over to the right shoulder. We got by with a dry ride this morning, but things could change as the day progresses. Yeah, rain is on its way, so we'll just have to see if it gets here in time to impact this afternoon's commute. A message from Valvoline Instant Oil Change. You can't avoid holiday traffic or your relatives, but you can avoid car trouble. Swing by Valvoline Instant Oil Change before Thanksgiving. It's your 15-minute drive-through oil change. No appointment needed. Find your nearest location and grab money-saving coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. That's SoCalOilChange.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Banner Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Kay in our chat says use a male name. And to be honest, if you think of the laziest person you know, is it ever a woman? I don't think so.
Oh no,
it's always dude.
Everyone right
Lazy
now.
Larry.
Everyone.
Like, that's what they should have been called.
Everyone right now.
I'm not saying that all guys are lazy.
No,
They're
but
not. You're
everyone
not
right
lazy.
now.
Yeah.
Think of the laziest human being.
Is anyone
you know.
thinking of a woman? Anyone?
Not one.
Nope.
No. It's all dudes. And it's not only one man, it's 40 men.
You've got a list. Before you hit the first woman on your laziest people, it's a long list of guys.
There is no question. The laziest sacks of ass that I've ever met, they're not women. They're not even close to women. It's always a man.
Call us chauvinists, but we definitely.
I call them as I see them, and that's exactly right. Lazy kings rise up, says Gator Padre. Yesterday I was so lazy at times that I had to I was like, I'll go to the store, I'll get the groceries, I'll make the dinner, because I sat back in my room on my iPad and watched 8 episodes of this show.
I don't think anyone in this room is lazy, but I'm just saying, you think of the laziest person you know, can almost guarantee you it's a man.
Guarantee you it's a man.
Like, you can picture it. You know exactly who it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy, like
there's
I said,
there's a
I got
list.
10 faces.
Yeah.
It looks like a lineup. It's 10 dudes in a lineup. It's 10 dudes in a lineup, and you have to identify
I can't
who
even
it is.
think of
I can't think
if
of a lazy
I had
woman.
to pick a woman
No.
that I think is the laziest woman that I know. I can't think of anyone.
None in my life.
They all do. They're all
I
moms.
actually wish they were all a little bit lazier, to be honest with you.
That's it for us. Thank you for joining us on a Monday. Sammy Levitt
It's
filling
a
in for
Meatloaf
Brady.
Monday.
Coming up next, we will be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. We will talk to you then. For Paulie Reindl, for Stephen Woods, I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your day from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.